stay a while and listen. Let me tell you about the grand adventure that's about to take place, full of noble knights and damsels in distress, a place of wonder and whimsy, a place where budding adventurers go forth on noble quests in the land of...
Whoa, what kind of soft shit you talking about? Do you like seeing people getting their teeth kicked by muscle men? Or people in places being exploded by fireballs? Of course you do. Slaying the dragon and freeing the princess. More like ramming your fist down the dragon's throat and ruling the kingdom with an iron fist. Yeah, that's what you want. Big explosions, kicking ass and taking names. Nimble 5e, the Garden of Death.
And hello once again, everyone. It is I, your friend, streamer, on-time lover, Sabaton Liam here, back with you once again for another Nimble adventure. Angel Fire, Mel, and Archer, hello, you lovely little chickens. I hope everyone's having a good day, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you may be. I do apologize for the very late start. Some people had some stuff to do and some things out and general catching up. But we're here now. We're here. What are we doing now? Oh yeah, we just finished our last adventure the other fortnight. Now we've got a little bit of downtime before we head off into the new adventure. But enough of me gas bagging. Let me jump into the lovely realm.
Sorry. The shadow people had me for a minute.
So you should be sorry. So you should be sorry.
You two both came in at the same time, and you missed all the bad mouthing we were doing about Liam behind his back.
I fucking knew it.
God damn it!
That's just what we do when Liam starts his stream.
It was all from Sarah. I know.
Well, welcome everyone.
What can we say?
I didn't even unmute.
Welcome everybody. It's another session of Dice of the Dead where the dice decide who lives and who dies. And this is going to be session 6 of our Nimble campaign. We're getting quite close to the season finale. That doesn't mean the end of the campaign, it just means the end of this particular arc of the campaign. But we're getting quite close to it because we now know who the ultimate threat is. And we've got them in our crosshairs.
The Liberal government.
It's Kronk, isn't it? It's Kronk and his goddamn puppy-like ways.
Kronk is the final boss.
Okay, friendly Geordies. All right, so I will cue the music and we'll get started in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everyone, to Dice of the Dead, where the dice decide who lives and who dies. We return once again to our Nimble campaign, where the true horror that threatens Merryvale has finally been revealed. After uncovering the threat of the Deathbriar and the Dark Mother, you assaulted the goblins' hideout in the abandoned mines. You routed the goblins once and for all, and discovered that they had been working in an unholy alliance with a wizard by the name of Green Thumb, who had hired them to kidnap the fairy Moon Blossom and menace the village of Merryvale as part of the preparations for some eldritch ritual. This alliance, however, due to the greed of the goblins, fell apart. And when the goblins demanded more pay than Green Thumb was willing to give, he sent the Briarbanes to attack their mines, and you emerged in the aftermath of this battle, finding the goblins weakened enough that you were able to finish them off and save Merryvale from them once and for all. But not every goblin died at your blades and arrows. You saved one of them, Sprig, the goblin chef, who aspired to greater things, who aspired to cook for people who would actually enjoy his food and praise his culinary skills. And so you promised to take him back to Merryvale to find his true calling. A week has passed since then, and things have been relatively quiet. The village of Merryvale has celebrated the demise of the goblins, and have kindly put you up for the week, honouring you as the heroes you are, giving you everything you need while you prepare for the next assault. And there's this subtle sense in the air that the land itself is anticipating something about to happen, that the final battle is just around the corner. So, let's figure out what you've been doing for your downtime and how you've been living it up as the heroes of Merryvale. I'm going to have each of you describe what you've done for the last week, and we'll do any rolls that are necessary to see if there's anything you picked up or earned or learned during this time, and if there's any items you'd like to sell or buy. Greenfield Provisions and its happy proprietor, Tom Gunthal, is ready to assist you. So let's start with Kronk, because he's the biggest and happiest of you all, and I'm sure he's spent this week making lots of friends.
He has. Kronk has been going around the town, introducing... I don't forget the name of the goblin. Sprig, that's Sprig. I haven't read. I'm looking at it right here, Sprig. Kronk's going around like pretty much door knocking like a Jehovah's Witness, introducing Sprig to everyone.
Have you heard the good news?
Have you heard the good news of our Lord Savior Sprig? Introducing Sprig to everyone, saying he is a good goblin. He is a fantastic cook, and I'm trying to get him a job set up in as the new cook. As well as just doing some fun arm wrestling stuff. Kronk is taking a visit to the blacksmith to try to get something special made for the lovely pretty lady Fallon.
Well, let's start with Sprig. So when you return from the mines with Sprig, the villagers are wary. Everyone side-eyes him. They don't attack him. No one makes any moves against him, because the fact that he's in your company at all means that he must have some redeeming quality. He must not be like those other goblins. He must not be an immediate threat. But no one's quick to trust him, and certainly nobody, is ready to offer him a job or even try anything he cooks. And he spends the first couple days in the town square with his big cauldron set up, making a stew for anyone who'd like to try it. And it saddens your heart, Kronk, to see that in those couple of days, the only people who come up to try what Sprig is offering are the village children. Young Remy and Marla Homebrew's 2 daughters, and that's only because they worship you, Kronk. So go ahead.
One of these days when Sprig is set up, I see him go, Sprig, what are you cooking this time? I pick up a giant bowl and just dip it in the stew and just go, it's Sprig, he's an amazing chef, and I just down whatever he's making in one gulp and make sure everyone sees.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me let's do shall we say, influence check, I think would be the best.
Oh, that's just a straight shot. 11.
11? So you dip your mug into the cauldron and you slurp the stew. And you beam and you just shout, "Oh, that was amazing, Sprig!" And Sprig beams at you and says, I've been working very hard every day. More fresh ingredients. Oh, much fresher than what they have in the Goblin Warrens. Oh, it tastes great. Fresh things from the market every morning, perfecting it inch by inch, every day, more and more. And
I can really taste it. It doesn't taste like toenails anymore. That's Kronk's favorite.
so the kids that are gathered around, they take this as a joke and they laugh. And one of the kids calls out, young Remy calls out, he takes a sip from his bowl and he says, "Oh, actually, this is rather good. It tastes like real adventuring food, it does. Tastes like what you'd eat when you're on the road on a grand quest."
That's right, Remy.
that-
You eat this every day and you get big and strong. I just looked down at Remy and he's got my scale that I gave him just wrapped around his neck.
Yep. And that seems to do it. Slowly over the course of the next hour, a line forms under the fairy tree as the people of Merryvale, curious in spite of everything, decide to try Sprig's stew for themselves. Kronk likes it, the kids like it, and Sprig's been here for a few days. He hasn't tried to steal anything, he hasn't tried to hassle anyone. All he's done is just dutifully sit there by the cauldron, stirring and cooking. And the ice is broken. And once the first person, none other than Mayor Tills, sips from his bowl and lowers it, and there's a big beaming smile on his face, you know that Sprig has won them over. Mayor Tills flashes the town square a thumbs up, and then everyone is scrambling for a dish. And by sundown that day, Marla Homebrew herself is approaching Sprig with an offer of employment. "Oh, well, you know, I don't think it's a patch on our patented Griffin stew, but we've been needing to overhaul the menu for a while, and, well, my old tired bones would like a break from the cooking every now and then. Many other things to attend to when you're running a busy inn, after all." And that's how Sprig becomes the chef at the Valley's Rest Inn. And as soon as he accepts his offer of employment, he looks over at you, Kronk, and he rushes over and wraps his arms around your leg in a big hug, tears streaming from his eyes as he goes, "Oh, Kronk, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Sprig will never forget. Sprig will never forget."
It's okay, Sprig. You are the best goblin I ever met. Just make me one promise. You name a dish after me.
Sprig will do it. Sprig will do it. Sprig will call this one the Kronk stew. Sprig will put some chili peppers in there for Kronk's breath and maybe some pepper so it has pungent odor like Kronk when he hasn't washed in days.
Oh, I'm so happy.
And so that's the majority of how you spend your downtime, but you do find the time to visit Greenfield Provisions and dump the sack full of spider poison glands and fangs down on the table. And Tom and Elena Gunthal eye these things with a fair bit of suspicion at first, but when you tell them that you're making a weapon out of them as a gift for Phelan, Tom immediately perks up. He looks at you and says, "Oh, well, I'm not one to shy away from a challenge, but spider fangs and venom sacs, I won't say it's materials I'm used to working. I'm a bit of a deft hand around the forge, but..."
If it helps, I still have a silver ignet I can give you, if that would help.
"And that'll do it," he says. And the trade is done. He tells you with a wink and a smile to come back the next day. And when you do, he presents to you two daggers, two curved, sickly green daggers. He's fashioned like a glass casing around the fangs and sort of turns them into glass daggers where the fang itself forms the core of the dagger's shaft. He points inside the shaft and you can see the venom running through these little veins that he's engraved into the glass casing. I don't know how long the venom sacs will last. Short of some magic, I don't know how you'd make them replenish, but it should be enough in there. to make these things quite poisonous. And now you see here, he points to the hilt, this little groove here. You tell your shape-shifting friend all she needs to do is push her thumb into this groove here, and it will pump some venom down to the bottom of the blade, and it will come out of this hole there, and that will envenom the blade.
This is awesome. Well done, dude. You are the best blacksmith I have ever met in my entire life, and I've met one.
Well, I suppose that makes me the best by default, but I'll take it, he says. While you're here, is there anything else? I understand you lot will be going on another expedition soon. He gestures toward the shelves of supplies. And anyone else in the group, if you've got orders that you would like Kronk to fill, now is the time.
I suppose some health potions.
Arrows, please.
Alright, so you want some Whomping arrows or just normal arrows?
Just normal.
It's normal.
No, so we'll go for some normal arrows. We'll say 3 health potions, and Sarah, is there anything you wanted?
I don't know, honestly.
Okay, we'll go.
How much gold have you got?
150.
I have a Bill Goldie.
I literally have not spent any gold so far. It's all just been accumulated.
Neither have I.
And would Cass like anything?
I honestly can't think of anything at the moment. I've got 31 gold, but I've already got my long sword.
Yep.
Don't think I need anything else at the moment.
So he brings out a wooden tray. The bottles of health potion jiggling and shaking. And he's willing to offer up to as many health potions as he's got. And he's got 10 bottles in the tray for 25 gold each.
Yeah, we'll go for 4 health potions. So that's one.
One for each of you, 100 gold.
Easy done. And what about the arrows?
As for arrows, he gets a big quiver full stocked with arrows, and he says arrows are quite cheap, but there's a lot of them. These will last you a while, and he's willing to sell you the whole quiver for 30 gold.
Sounds like a done deal. I've just written that from all my gold, so it's all right.
Yep.
Oh, also, actually, I might grab some rope.
Some rope? Yep.
I forgot about
You
last
did
time.
use your
I
rope.
used up all my rope.
Very cheap, 5 gold pieces rope will be.
All right.
I can give you rope. I've got 50 feet of it.
Oh, okay. Then I guess we'll be fine then on rope.
Save
Never
your
mind.
money.
Yeah. Alright, perfect.
That's 1 HP pot each for everyone. Some arrows for Archer. And yeah.
Ooh, health potion.
Yep,
And so,
I bought one for every one of us.
yep.
Just a regular healing potion or
Just a
greater?
regular
regular.
one.
Perfect,
And so
perfect.
Kronk portions out these to everyone by the end of the day. And Kale, you don't have to track arrows in Nimble, so the fact that you've gone out of your way to buy more arrows, I will give you a bonus, and I will say that when you fire your bow, your attacks deal 1 extra point of damage.
Okay.
High quality arrows.
Yeah, to represent these arrows being a bit better quality than the ones you've put together in the woods, and also that you have a whole lot of them.
Bro got them premium bodkin
Short
arrows.
bow is so 1 extra
Point of damage
point.
per hit.
So 1d6, 1d6 plus dex plus 1.
Exactly. And Phelan, when you are given your gift of poison daggers, they fit your... They've been designed in a way that no matter what form you take, your hands seem to be able to grip the hilt perfectly. And
Amazing.
these are normal daggers that deal 1d4 damage like normal, but whenever you strike a foe with these daggers, you may inject the poison. And you may inject the poison up to 5 times for each dagger before they need to be refilled.
I had these made for you, pretty lady.
Thank you.
All right. So let's go to Kale now. Woodsman, I assume you're not going to spend much time in the village. I assume you're heading off to the wilderness.
Yeah, as soon as I get chance, I'm off and back in the woods. Gone to see the pack of wolves that raised Kale.
Yep. And they're excited to see you when you head back to the Elder Wild. It's been quite a while since you've been there. And as soon as they smell that familiar scent, the whole pack come bounding out into the forest clearing. They are wolves. They are wolves that are used to hunting. They're wolves that have braved the harshest frontiers. But before you, right now, they are like puppies, whimpering, licking, jumping up at you. And there's been a new addition to the pack since you were gone. The Den Mother proudly nuzzles your hand and leads you into the wolf's cave, and there, resting on a bed of twigs and leaves, is the newest cub. The runt of the litter, the Den Mother explains to you. His brothers and sisters have already taken off into the woods to find their own packs, to find their own hunts to join. But this cub is small enough, young enough, and sheltered enough that he's had to live under her care. And she looks up at you with a look in her eyes that quite clearly tells you she would like to entrust him to you as his bigger brother, to show him the world, to help him grow, so that one day when he returns to the pack, she will proudly give him her blessing to set off on his own and forge his own destiny.
Excellent. He shall be called Dog.
Dog. That means nothing to the wolves, but they are happy. Happy that this runt will be
He will be
adventuring.
looked after, and he will have adventures and a great big lizard friend.
Is there anything else you'd like to do in the wilderness before you return to town with your new friend in tow? Any particular things you'd like to hunt for, or any particular training you'd like to do?
I practice training with the Shield of Thorns so that I'm not just using it by instinct. So that I can sort of more easily position it and shoot around it and use it as portable cover like it's meant to be. And get used to having a furry four-legged companion by my side that I'm not wearing as a cloak.
Yeah. And so the week flies by in a blur for you. Of course, time doesn't mean much out in the wilderness, but it's also because you're enjoying every second of it. You feel at home for the first time in a very long time. And for several days, it's just you and Dog, man and wolf versus the wild. And you, in your intense training, you learn a new technique with the shield. You learn that if you crouch down and activate the shield, you can fashion it into portable cover, just as you described. And so now the shield will allow you to, as an action, create cover wherever you happen to be. Not complete cover that completely obscures you, but the equivalent of waist-high cover. You can just crouch down, hold out the shield, and the thorns will make a sort of barrier to deflect anything that might be coming your way.
Excellent.
And when you return to the village on the 6th day with Dog in tow, the first one to meet you is, of course, Kronk. And Kronk, what is your reaction as you see this wolf bounding behind him, its tail wagging like a little puppy?
Oh my god! Puppy!
I just stop Kronk there gently, and I'm like, he's very small, he's very breakable. Be gentle.
My essentially my claws nearly wrap around his body entirely. I just gently pick him up and just. At this point, Croc is just speaking absolute gibberish.
And in
Dog,
Kronk's
dog
hands,
is so excited, he pees all over Kronk because
Yes.
puppy.
but Kronk doesn't notice because he's just too busy rubbing his face in the fur.
Kronk doesn't notice because Kronk, but yeah.
It adds to my mask.
So let's move on to Phelan. Phelan, a week left to your own devices in the village. I get the sense there's going to be lots of sneaky, ill-gotten gains going on.
There's been definitely not any gambling or theft going on in this town at all. There hasn't been definitely like 5 different new characters totally not running around randomly on different days.
Making
fine.
different bets with different people. On Monday, it's the kobold. On Tuesday, it's the goblin. On Wednesday, it's the elf. On Thursday, it's a short, stumpy, brown-haired woman from the city. On Friday, it's a lizard man. And they're all making all sorts of bets and spending their night in the tavern, taking all comers at various different dice and card games. Phelan, I would like you to go ahead and roll me a finesse check, please. And this does count as playing a game.
Heck yeah, advantage.
We do. I will roll for what prize you may get as well. And while she's doing that, we will start on Cass as well. So Cass,
Sorry,
there you go.
I was gonna ask. I
Yep, go
rolled
ahead.
really low on both of those.
Oh no.
Oh,
But I picked Gambler.
you did. So would you like to describe what Gambler does?
It just does. It does what it does. It's magic. It's just re-roll.
Yeah.
Magic.
You get, with your cheat subclass of Gambler, you have an almost magical ability. You may re-roll any dice with that was just a practice roll, and you also have It's All Fun and Games, where if you're caught cheating at a game competition or wager, you gain advantage on skill checks to get out of the consequence. Were you cheating? I assume you probably were. Taking the guise of like 5 different people.
No, not at all.
Of course not.
So you
The,
may...
the cards definitely aren't being shoved back into my sleeves.
Yeah.
Was
so
the
you may-
rogue cheating? Is the
Yes.
dwarf short?
Fork found in fucking kitchen.
So you may go ahead and roll me another finesse check, this time with advantage, to see if you can get out of the consequences.
Dirty 20.
2020. So there are a few takers. Hey, that die is weighted. Or, hey, that card's marked. Hey, you're using the same deck of cards as that lass from yesterday.
They see
And
nothing.
you say, no, you saw nothing. That was actually a different person, an entirely different person. And what cards? I haven't brought any cards. Those are your cards. And what dice? I see no dice here. And no one's able to catch you out. And somehow, after all that, you come away the victor 20 gold pieces richer than you were before.
Heck yeah.
And you also get a health potion that a traveling adventurer unwisely puts up as a wager and loses in a game involving weighted dice.
Question: are they dead now?
They're not dead, but they might be because they no longer have their healing potion and they might need it. That's not your problem.
Interesting. Can I make note of what that person looked like for later on?
Yeah, so it's a young half-elven chap with shoulder-length red hair and freckles, and he's dressed in a green tunic, and quite proudly the whole time he was playing games with you was telling you how this was his first adventure that he's ever embarked on, and he's just fresh out of the adventuring academy in the capital, and he's come to this region to plunder all of the ruins of the old empire and find his riches.
Oh no.
Oh, oh,
Holy shit, he dead.
Oh my god, he's asking to be fleeced. Do it.
And so you make a note of his face and his name, Flint, and then you let him go on
Good.
his merry way, whispering in his ear to be careful because things in this area are not as they seem. And he says he'll take it on advisement, but then you notice how his sword is brand new, shiny, his armor looks like it's never even been in a scrape, and you hope that he gets the hint and heads back to the city sometime soon. And then the next day he's gone. You make a mental note that when you return to the city, you'll have to check up and see if you can find out what happened to him. And that's your downtime done. Last but not least, let's move to Cass, who's had a lot of time for contemplation, I think.
So, on the first day of the week back, early up in the morning, I'm going to go straight to the Shrine of the Almighty.
Yep, Father Balor's there. The shrine is empty on this day. The service has already taken place about an hour before you got here. And you enter into the shrine to find Father Bell in silent contemplation over the texts of the Almighty. And he sees you approach and silently does the sign of the Almighty, and then bids you to take a seat next to him by the altar.
I sit next to him.
The Almighty welcomes you, Cassian. The Almighty has been looking out for you, and I hope that he's helped you find some of the answers you were looking for.
Less about giving answers and just giving me more questions.
Well, I understand that you're a man of the Almighty, but when you're here in this shrine, it is my duty to serve you in all spiritual matters. So tell me, young Cassian, what may the Almighty do for you this fine day?
And you can see Cassian sort of just deep in thought and just looks up at, I'm assuming there's like a mural of the Almighty, like
There is.
like the stained glass window, not. It just looks
There
at me
is.
like,
And I'll just say the Almighty does not have a corporeal form. Rather, he's always depicted as, most often as the sun, but sometimes as a cloud, sometimes just as a blue sky. And this stained glass picture features the sun in a blue sky looking down upon the village.
and I just sort of look up at it and just go,
Did you know I wanted to be a knight? Yeah, when I was a kid, wanted to be just like my dad, He was in the Golden Company, damn good soldier from what I heard. He used to tell you about like the knights of old and all about chivalry and honor.
But then you took an arrow to the knee.
but it was just
Do
fine.
you know the
Fun.
Muffin Man?
Funny considered, got a woman from the brothel pregnant with me. She never wanted me, so I hand me over to him. But he died in an alley when I was young. Church saved me, you know? Priest caught me catching some fish from the merchants. Ran off with it as fast as I could, and I couldn't outrun him. Tell
Father-
me, Father, what does someone that murders a man of the cloth deserve?
Father Bell studies you, his eyes narrowing, and then he gives you the smile of a kindly father. He looks at you and he says, I saw when I first laid eyes upon you that the Almighty had plans for you. I saw the vestments you're wearing, vestments of the cloister, and I could see that they are the vestments of one who was, once upon a time, destined to become an oathbound of the church. Your dream of becoming a knight was within grasp, but here you are before me today as a shepherd, a man of the cloth. And the Almighty decided that he had different plans for you. I do not know the extent of your training with the church. I do not know the story of your life within the cloister. But I've heard your name spoken, and it was spoken to me highly by those who knew your father, by the man you trained under and served as a squire towards, and who, had you become oath sworn, you would have been bound to protect. I do not know the exact circumstances of his death, but I do know that it was violent, that he met a premature death at the hands of those who were enemies of the Almighty. And I would say, if you look within your heart, my son, you would know what the Almighty would want you to do.
Is it the Almighty's plan to have me enact vengeance? I mean, these people,
And you can see he's like sort of just looking down at the ground. It's like,
they killed him? They killed my trainer? They even killed a healer I was getting close to. Just these three beautiful people who only wanted to help.
As the servants of the Almighty do, it is our duty to spread the light, to serve the light, and drive out the darkness. And that duty means that sometimes we must lay our lives on the line in service of driving out that darkness. And those who give their lives in such a way will be honored by the Almighty beyond their wildest dreams, elevated beyond anybody else in the kingdom of the Almighty. And I would say there is no higher calling than being the sword of the Almighty and fulfilling that duty as best you can to drive out the darkness.
and I just sort of look over, and the minor magic that I've been using just sort of goes out of control for a sec, and you see just sort of a wave of necrotic energy sort of just flow over. And then I just look up and it's like, I think that the person who killed them might be close.
Father Bell shakes his head. I can see that you're troubled. Your soul is troubled. But the Almighty has not abandoned you. I would invite you, spend this week in worship with me. Talk to the Almighty, and you will know what you must do.
And you can see that Cass is looking very conflicted. He sort of looks around, it's like,
Considering what's been going on, I think that he might have either abandoned me. The fairy even doesn't want anything to do with me. But
Suddenly, Father Bell looks
perhaps-
very sad. Perhaps it is not that the Almighty has abandoned you. Perhaps it is that you have abandoned yourself, that you feel you are perhaps not worthy to carry out the grand duty that the Almighty has placed before you. Please, spend the week attending to services with me. Spend the week in contemplation, and you will see that the Almighty has a plan for you. It may not seem like it, but it's true. And reflect on this. During this week, reflect on all that has happened, all that has brought you here to this village, and all of the good that has transpired since you have arrived here, and you will see it is obvious that the Almighty has a plan, and you are key to it.
He can probably see that Cass is sort of just gritting his teeth as he's saying it. Out of almost like he wants to lash out, but he doesn't. But at the same time, doesn't want to. He knows that the priest is trying to help, so he just.
do you know what? To humor you, I'll stay.
And for the next week, until like the last night, he's going to help out at the church. And once like services are done, he's also going to do some training with the village guard just to keep his swordsmanship up.
Yeah. So go ahead and make me a insight check or lore check. You can choose whichever one you think
Insight.
reflects your relationship with the Almighty the best.
I think at the moment it's going to be insight. Alright, so that's a +4 to... Oh, good
2.
God almighty. That will be a 6 altogether.
You do spend the week with Father Bell, attending to services and prayers in the mornings and afternoons, and in the evenings, practicing with Captain Shortbow and Har, Sills, and Tybris, making your sword arm stronger.
Are they getting any better while training?
They have reached the point where they can draw their sword from the sheath without falling backwards onto their ass.
Oh my God,
That's
miracles
about it.
can happen.
But they've got a long way to go. And at the end of the week, nothing feels different. You reflected on the things Father Bell told you to. You spent time in silent contemplation and prayer. But nothing. In fact, all you noticed was that you are truly alone. The villagers give you a wide berth. When you strike up small talk with them, they humor you for only a few moments and then change the topic to beat a hasty escape. Some of them seem to visibly shudder when you draw near, and you don't dare approach the fairy tree, for you know deep down, seeing the fairy shy away from you again would break you. And there's still a tiny bit of you that is holding on to hope that the Almighty is there, watching you, that he has not forgotten you. But for now, it certainly seems like you were lost.
On the last night, as we're, right before we all caught up into downtime, I'm going to be in the tavern, because I'm assuming we're still all in the tavern.
It's all staying
rooms.
at the tavern, yep, still at
Yeah.
Valley's Rest.
I'm going to be alone in my room, and I'm going to take the mask off for a second and just look at everything. I take the gauntlet off, and I see the necrotic energy keeping me together.
You see... In the mirror, you see a corpse. Skin putrid, pale, the flesh beginning to sag and rot, your face gaunt, your eyes sunken into the recesses of your skull. The necrotic energy flowing through you like dark veins.
Yeah, and I put my hand over like the main injuries on my left hand side, and I look at him and I'm like,
Is this really a plan? This is what you call a plan?
and he just sort of smiles, like almost manically, like trying to, as his hands shaking over the injuries. And I'm going to try and, as I do it, he puts the other hand sort of out, like towards the mirror, and I'm going to cast Life Binding Spirit.
Yeah. The room crackles with energy, and for the first time ever, your life-binding spirit appears. You've never been able to summon it. You've spent years in contemplation, learning, but there's always been something lacking until now. This night, of all nights, your life-binding spirit appears before you, and what does it look like?
So at the beginning, it's going to take the form of more like a angelic sort of radiant spirit, bright white light that's, almost taking a more feminine appearance, more like, a mother of mercy sort of deal. But then slowly, as I've summoned it and I look at it, and it will slowly turn into a shade. The light recedes from it, and as it turns into almost a shade, almost a shadow of its former self.
Deathbound spirit.
Indeed.
Nani
And
the fuck?
And yet, you feel a sense of kinship with it. You feel, even though it's just been summoned, as if it's always been a part of you. And that, you think, is the most disconcerting thing of all.
Well,
as I see it, sort of just the light receding from it. That's almost like the faith in the Almighty has sort of just been taken away. Like, so Kaz looks at it and it's like that was his last sort of moment of, okay, maybe the Almighty's with me after all. But then that light recedes and his eyes go cold. And he's like, all that's left for him is needing to find the people that did this.
Poor Cass. And
Forget
it will
you,
come
Drake.
very soon.
let's find those answers, shall we?
And so the week passes, and we come to now, when it begins. It's early in the morning, perhaps no later than 4:30. The dimmest, greyest first hints of morning light peek through the windows of your rooms at the Valley's Rest Inn. And you're abruptly woken from your sleep by the sound of the door bursting open, each of your rooms in turn, as Marla Homebrew shouts at the top of her lungs, "Get up! Get up! The village is under attack! Get your weapons! Come with me! Hurry!"
I'm coming. Don't even have a chance to put on my loincloth and just rush downstairs.
I'm just using-
What do you mean? What do you mean, crumbs?
I take my blade out and I'm just blink stepping every time I can activate it just to get out the door.
Fast as you can.
Yep.
Phelan, what form are you in on this day?
I am Thalen. I am. I am
no,
me.
we know, but
We gotta
what
get
form
back
are you?
to default. Let's go.
We know
It is-
we know your character name, but what form are you in? Like, what do you look like?
Me. The original. No, not the
original.
original, but in quotation marks, the original.
Original recipe.
So,
We just got hit back with system default.
so you're a 4 something nerdy girl? Gotcha.
Yeah.
And
I
so
do
it's
not
an
wish to be
elf
horny
that's let out
anymore.
of the room. And so you gather your weapons, your belongings, and you follow Marla down to the first floor, and as soon as you reach the first floor, you can hear the sounds of battle from the town square outside, the sounds of steel on steel, shouting, people screaming as they run for cover. You don't even wait for Marla to say anything else. You charge towards the door and out to face whatever is attacking the town. Please go ahead and roll for initiative.
Let me on Cthulhu.
Yeah, put that one in jail from last night.
Oh, no, I'm putting this one in jail too. That was a 1.
I'm going to use an inbounds one because that hasn't failed me yet.
Hey, something for Hugh.
15.
Two for Cass, 1 for Kronk.
I rolled 18, so 2.
15.
A 2 for everyone except Kronk. You charge out the door into the town square, and a scene of chaos plays out before you. A walking tree laced with brackish vines, a Briarbane root breaker, just like the one you saw in the Goblin Stronghold, rampages through the town square. It brushes the fairy tree aside with a branch, knocking it askew, causing Moonblossom to scream and flee into the knots of the tree as the roots are torn up, ripping the earth asunder. The tree bellows, "Master needs beloved things!" And it gestures using one of its branches as a limb, pointing towards the town square as the Briarbane seedlings that ride astride it drop down and launch their attack. Several commoners cower, running for cover, and Captain Shortbow, pressed up against a market stall, defends a lone woman as he draws his namesake weapon and prepares to fight. Kronk, you're up first.
Wait, what? With a 1? Shit.
Yeah, but you only get
It's
one
only
action,
the
though.
number of actions you've got.
Yep. You got one action, but you still get to go first. Got enough move to get to the root breaker, I'd say.
Would I have enough to get to here?
Not this turn. You can get about halfway there to the commoner and Captain Shortbow.
Living on a prayer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will go here. Go, I'm going to help. We have to save everyone.
You just rush to the west, where Shortbow and the commoner lady are backing towards a market stall as the Briarbanes advance on them. Phelan, you're up next.
I am hiding
Yeah, go
behind
ahead,
the
roll-
market stalls.
Roll stealth for me, please.
That's a 26.
Lovely. Without effort, you slink into the shadows, which are still quite long this early in the morning. And what would you like your second action to be?
I am going to use my clockwork spider
Oh,
Yeah.
to commoner B behind the other market stalls.
Squirrel him to safety? Sure.
Yeah.
You lift up your coat and the metallic crab scuttles down, runs across the market square, and when the haggard, very short old man who is cowering there sees him running towards it, he starts to follow it, and it leads him to safety, cowering behind the market stall, safe from the Briarbanes, which will eventually reach him, but you've bought him a few moments. Alright, Cass, you're up next.
Okay, I am going to. Hang on, where we go? Wait a minute. Oh, good God. Alright, so some seedlings. Hey, I've got 2 actions, right?
Yes.
You sure do.
Okay, I am going to first Do what? Screw it. I'm going to pop Life Binding Spirit.
Yep. Where would you like it to be?
I'm going to actually summon
Did I
it.
jump scare you? Yeah, I bet I did.
Does it have a range, actually? Does it have a range? No, it doesn't. It just says Summon Spirit. So I guess right next to me it summons.
Darkness coalesces in front of you and your life-binding spirit appears. This is the first time anyone else will have seen it, but in the thick of battle, they're not going to ask any questions.
Alright, you and me. And I'm going to then spend my next action. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to get in front of Kale. I'll go about here. And then
Just
with a
in case.
free action, I'm going to pop the shield on.
Yep, slide your shield on, hold it in front of you, a shield wall to protect Kale, who is up next.
Because we've not been dealing with them up until now, would I have Thrill of the Hunt tokens from previous encounters?
Not yet, but you can get some.
Okay.
Actually, I'll give you one. I'll give you one free because somehow in the whole time you were second level, you didn't get a single one. So I'll give you one now.
Yeah. All right. Cool. I have 2 actions. I slam down the shield and put like a little wall in front of me that I crouch. I go cover shooter mode.
Of a shooter mode, the thorn wall sprouts from your arm, concealing you about waist high.
Yeah. And I take aim with my bow at Briarbane Seedling A whilst saying to Dog, go for the throat to Briarbane Seedling B.
Proper sick balls.
He yips. Yip, yip. Charges forwards. Go ahead and roll your damage for both of those attacks.
Okay, so 3 plus dex. So it's 6 damage from me for the arrow on A.
Yep.
And go for the throw on D8. Do I have it? Yeah, I have a D8. 5 plus 3 times. 3 times my level?
Yeah.
9, 14. 14 damage to Seedling B from the dog.
The arrow slams into the Briarbane next to Kronk. It judders from the impact, but keeps walking towards its prey. Meanwhile, Dog jumps on the back of the other one and, growling, sinks his teeth into the mossy underside where its neck would be, and he pulls it down to the ground, and before your eyes, rips it to pieces.
Damn.
Damn.
It's now the enemy's turn. Briarbane Seedling C judders forwards towards Captain Shortbow and the commoner. It goes to attack the commoner woman, but Captain Shortbow jumps in front, pushing her out of the way, interposing himself into the attack. It swings a branch-like appendage at him, and he grunts in pain as he takes 6 points of damage and instantly looks severely bloodied. Meanwhile, Briarbane Seedling A, wounded, staggers towards you, Kronk, and a little orifice on the front of it opens up and a single thorn seed spits out, thunk, sailing through the air, hitting you for 12 points of damage.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I'll. You know what? I'll just.
Take 12.
I need more goddamn armor. Goddamn.
Briarbane Seedlings E and F, distracted by Phelan's clockwork minion, fire their thorn seeds at the crab and miss as he darts under a market stall. But then Briarbane Seedling D creeps forwards, sees Cass there crouching behind his shield, and thunk, fires a thorn seed at you, Cass, and that will be 8 points of damage.
I'm going to reaction to Fen ill. No
Go
damage.
ahead. No damage. Briarbane Rootbreaker, the Grand Tree, bellows again. Master requires the beloved! And he staggers forwards towards Cass and Kale. And with his first attack, he reaches out an appendage towards you, Kale, and deals 12 points of damage as his great branch thunk, knocks your thorn shield out of the way and sends you sprawling.
I defend.
The thorns
And
reach out and lash at the branch.
for that, because it's my first defense, it triggers protect me from dog, so he does another 1d8 plus level.
Yep, the thorns lash out, and as they do so, Dog leaps into the air, sinking his teeth into the vine, into the viney branch.
16 damage from dog.
Ooh, very nice.
And what does the shield do? It's 1d4, isn't it?
It is 1d4.
3.
3. Very nice. Alright. Kronk, you're up again.
First up, I would very much like to rage. So I'll just take my
Good idea.
Fury die for outstanding. I thought I dealt with you already. And I'm going to use Hugh's ability for max damage on Briarbane C, so that A for that 14 damage.
Yeah. The axe comes down, Hugh activating and using its magical power. The spirit of the Burkle clan to chop the Briarbane seedling into matchwood.
My last action, I would like to sort of impose as a little blockade, if I can do that, like
Yep, I'd say you can push Captain Shortbow aside. Get behind! You shout. And clutching his torso in pain, he does, as you say, knocking an arrow on his bow, which he looses towards the seedling right in front of you, dealing 4 points of damage, breaking off one of its twiggy appendages.
that is my turn.
Alright, Phelan, you're next. What would you like to do? You're still hidden, by the way.
I am going to use my free move to move down to the commoner and tell him
Yep.
to head essentially towards the stump and hide behind the stump in that back corner to get him out.
Wordlessly, he nods, turns, and runs far enough away from danger that he should no longer be an issue.
Awesome. I just don't want people getting hurt.
Hey, steal from
And-
them, but you don't want them to die.
For my first action, I'm actually going to use something that you gave me ages ago, which
Yep.
is the lightning scroll.
Ah,
shit.
yes. What
I'm going to
spell
use it
would-
on. I don't remember what ones they
Ah.
did.
Well, I
It's
can
the
do
tier
that for
1,
you.
I'm pretty sure.
It is a tier 1 lightning spell, which means it will be Arc Lightning. Range 12, damage 3d8. The bolt also strikes the next closest creature to your target.
Okay, so I'm going to be doing that on Briarbane Seedling E, so I can also hit the guy next to him.
Yep. Pull out the scroll and recite the words on it, and a single bolt of lightning appears in your hand with a thunderclap. It arcs across the town square. Go ahead and roll me that damage, please.
What was the
3D.
dice again? 3D.
3d8.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's a 16.
Instantly, the two Briarbanes are turned into ash.
Damn.
And
Well
with
done.
your...
Bye-bye. And second action, I'm actually going to use my sling and try and lure it towards me while I'm still hidden.
Yeah. You shoot a rock into the air next to the seedling, and it draws its attention. It begins to stagger towards you and into danger.
And that is my turn. Thank you.
That is your turn. All right. Cass, you're up next.
Okay, doesn't it? By the way, with the life binding spirit, did have a look. It just says it follows you around, so it stays
Yep.
on the same square I am.
Right, so no need for a token.
Because
then.
it can't be attacked.
That's fair enough. It is incorporeal.
Yes. Yeah, so I guess I don't need a token for it. I'll just remind myself when it's up. Okay, so I have 2 actions, correct?
You 3. You didn't
no,
make
defend
a
it.
react. Oh yeah, you did. Yes, yeah, 2.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is Seedling D about 6 spaces away?
He is, yes, and he's got his back turned to you because he's staggering towards where Phelan threw a rock from.
Okay, shenanigans are happening. So with the bribe in front of me, I'm going to Withering Touch first. So that is 1d12, if I am correct. Yep, 1d12 damage. Please don't get a 1. Please don't get a 1. 12.
12, nice.
All right. Spells don't do exploding crits, do they?
They do not, unfortunately.
No, that's fine. Perfect. So that's 12 damage, and he now counts as undead as I just sort of reach in with my gauntlet and just grab like whatever root I can and just pump it full of necrotic energy.
Yeah, the great tree trunk shudders and the bark begins to turn grey and peel off.
And for my second action, I'm going to pop Searing Light because he now counts as undead.
Yeah, that
which
he
will
does.
Will D8, so it's going to be 2d8 damage. And then shenanigans will happen after that. Hang on, I just need to get rid of that. D10, D8. There we go. So 2d8. Okay, we got 9 damage. And then because of the subclass, Luminary of Malice. When you use Searing Light to harm an enemy, make a second enemy within range take the same amount of damage, ignoring armor.
Ooh, very
So
nice.
I'm going to make the secondary target be Bribane Seedling D. He also takes 9 points of damage.
The searing light seems to bend, following the gesture of your arm, searing the bark off the root breaker and then bounding through the air and searing the other Briarbane that's staggering towards Phelan into a smouldering pile of ash before she even has a chance to attack it.
Okay. That's different. And that'll be the end of my turn on that one.
Yeah. All right, Kale, you're up.
I take aim at the root breaker with an arrow of walloping
Yep.
after I've marked it with the hunter's mark. That
Advantage.
is 1d6. Okay, just right. 5 plus 3. Plus 2 is plus 3 is 8. So 8 damage to the root breaker, and I still
Yep.
have arrows of walloping left. And that's the end of my turn because I used one action to defend previously.
You did. The arrow hits the root breaker and it looks for a second like it's going to topple over, but then it shudders and wrenches itself upright.
Dang it!
But you still did some decent damage as the arrow blasts one of the lower branches off and sends it flying across the square. But the root breaker is angry. He wants to stagger towards you, but Cass is right next to him, so instead he just leans over and a heavy trunk-like appendage bears down on you, Cass, and you take 13 points of damage.
Okay, by the way, one thing I did forget to say is that I did unequip my shield to do the spell casting, so I don't have my shield on, but I am still going to react defend for 6.
6,
So
so you take 7, much better.
Alright, 7 it is.
The blow nearly knocks you off your feet, but you manage to stand firm. And then Briarbane Seedling A over near Kronk smells the blood of Captain Shortbow. And he's trying to get to Captain Shortbow, but Kronk, you're in the way, so instead he wails on you. And you take 5 points of damage.
Oh. Next, you want? Yeah, I'll take it.
And then you're up, Kronk.
And that is another Fury die added to my pool. That's a 2, so better than a 1. And I will use Hugh's ability again. Okay, so this is going to be 12, 14, 16, 20 points of damage.
Ooh. As soon as he strikes you, just lash out, and Hugh comes down, and you bisect him neatly in 2.
And 1, 2. Was my breath? What did we agree on? Oh, 30 feet.
Yeah, not far enough to get the root breaker, unfortunately.
I can still move, then use it because I attacked before, didn't I?
Yeah, you sure can.
Because it's been a while and I'm still using D&D maths. My move is 6. Is that
Your
60
move is
feet?
6. Yep.
So that
No, it's just 6 squares.
Oh, 6 squares. Okay.
There's no feet in Nimble, it's just squares.
I have to get out of the D&D brain. Okay, so 5, 6. Yeah.
Rush.
Yeah, and I'll let loose on Dragon Breath.
Yep, you rush towards the root breaker and spitting a single plume of flame. Your level is 3.
Yes.
So that's 3 points of damage. The root breaker shudders, a massive scorch mark from where your flame hit him, but he is still up. Let's go to Phelan.
Wait, is that a ranged attack? I thought that was a cone.
1 sec.
We've made it a ranged attack for Kronk because normally it's supposed to only attack and it's supposed to only hit an enemy right next to the one you hit, but because because he's a Dragonborn, I've reflavored it to be a bit more like the D&D Dragonborn and actually give it some range.
Ah, cool.
But he still has to attack in the same turn to trigger it.
I don't really have a long distance attack, so I'm just gonna run towards him, and that's basically it.
Yeah, run towards him and attack.
I don't think I'll reach him.
Well, you've got...
And it's like throw a dagger.
No, you've got enough...
3 actions.
Yeah, you've got enough movement to reach him.
3,
Oh,
4,
okay.
5, 6. Yeah, it'd be 2
Including
actions.
your free
to get...
movement.
Oh, yeah, you've got
your
2
free
actions.
movement, and then 1 action to reach him, and you got 2 actions left.
Oh, cool. I'll use dual wielding on
speed.
both poison daggers and inject both poison daggers
Yep,
while
so how-
stabbing him.
So how
And
dual
because
wielding
he's-
works in Nimble is you roll both the weapons, and you just pick whichever one is highest.
And because he is also distracted, it
Yeah,
is
sneak
already
attack.
highest. Because of vicious
And-
opponent.
Yep, and would you like to use your gambler ability to go all in?
Oh, no.
If so, roll me a d20 and tell me if
Giggity.
it's equal. Tell me if it's higher than 11.
It is higher than 11.
All in. Go ahead, count up your max damage, please.
Oh, God.
Oh, that's a lot of dice. How many? It was 1d6 for the poison again, wasn't it?
Yep, if you're activating the poison,
activated the
it's
poison.
yep, so 1d4 for the dagger, 1d6 for the poison, then your sneak attack, and all those are maxed. So 4 plus 6 is 10, and then whatever your sneak attack is, that's also maxed.
18.
18 points of damage. The little dagger just whoosh, slashes, the other one stabs, the poison pumps through the vein.
I'm attacking
and
twice with both daggers. Is the poison added twice?
only if you're activating it twice.
I am activating it on both daggers.
Yep, so 4 more uses on each dagger. Alright. So I will double that to 32.
Oh!
And that'll do it. You basically just leap onto the trunk and just like a prison shank right into its mouth. The root breaker shudders and then wordlessly topples to the ground with a loud crash.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Sarah.
Holy
Oh,
shit.
God damn. MVP. MVP. Shit.
God damn.
Oh, I thought I'd done well. God.
I'm just gonna sit on the stream and be like, oopsies. Did you guys actually hit him yet?
Did I do that? Meanwhile,
Suddenly, the
there's
town...
just a little
Go ahead,
singe.
Kronk.
I was going to say, meanwhile, there's just a little singe for it, and you're... God damn it. But, Kronk goes over to the captain and Commoner and... are you two alright? Do you need immediate assistance? Cass, get over here!
Commoner lady just looks up at you and gushes a wordless thanks, and then she turns and runs to safety. Captain Shortbow, through laboured breaths, clutches his torso. More of them! In town! Hurry!
I'm gonna walk up. I'm just gonna literally walk up, and Captain Shortbow can see the shade just sort of following, like shadowing me, like a stand, like a JoJo stand. And I'm going to look at the shade and just be like, heal him. And the shade's gonna go into Shortbow, and I'm going to expend it and heal him for. I believe it's 1d6 plus will, right? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
1d6 plus will. So it'll be. Drum roll, please. 7 hit
5.
points.
7 hit points. That's more than enough to keep him off death's door. Instantly, his breathing is steady. He shies away from the shade at first, and it almost has to reach out and forcibly grab him. But then when he realizes it doesn't intend to hurt him, he relaxes, lets it embrace him. He looks back at you. Thank you for the aid. Oh, I don't think I'd have been able to take them all by myself. There's more of them. In town.
Oh, you get your cover, we'll take care of everything else.
No time to catch your breath. I sent the boys off to buy us some time. The crops down near Ogden's farm. They came to life bursting with the creatures. They've laid siege to the outlying farm. And then more of them came from the riverbank behind the shrine of the Almighty. I sent Kor and Tybris down to the shrine, and I sent Har over to Ogden's farm, but they won't be able to hold out on their own. You've got to get there. Then he
Liam,
gestures
I've
towards
healed
the...
You what?
Yes,
Sorry.
you did.
Yeah, I've healed you for 13.
Oh shit, thank you.
Yeah.
Then
So
he
I was trying-
gestures... Then he gestures towards the fairy tree. And the fairy tree's been knocked askew. The roots have come out and... He points, and at the base of where the fairy tree was, you can see a gaping hole in the earth, and it looks like it descends down there. But we ain't got time for that. The militia boys need help. You gotta get to the shrine of the Almighty, or Ogden's farm. Whichever one you don't pick, I'll make haste. And hopefully with me there, the militia can hold them off.
So are we thinking split the party? I'm thinking split the party.
Of course.
Hey, what are the two options again? Old Mill and the Shrine?
The Ogden's farm and the
Ogden's
shrine
farm,
of the
sorry.
Almighty.
Ah,
And when you
shit.
discuss splitting up, he looks at you and he says, I don't advise it. There's enough of them. You might find yourselves outnumbered.
I
Pick
think...
one or the other, and I'll do my best to save the other one.
Well, we want you healed up before you go anywhere first, so make sure you're bandaged up and get anything you can that can help you. I mean, these things are made of wood, so maybe some fire?
He reaches out and pats us on the shoulder. Thanks to Cassian here, I think I'll be all right. On the way to wherever I have to go, I'll stop by the provisioner, get some bottles of fire and oil, and then hopefully me and the militia boys will be able to fight them off while you deal with the other place.
Frank just cracks his knuckles. It's not the first time we dealt with you, old Mill. Come on, gang, let's go!
As I'm popping Life Binding Spirit again, I just sort of look down my hand, like, look over at in the direction of the church. I'm like, let's do the farm.
So I'll give you a fair few options here. The church is closer than the farm. To get to the farm in time, you'll have to rush. If you head to the church, you might have time to catch your breath and heal with your hit dice before you get there, but it's entirely up to you.
All right,
Well-
what's everyone thinking then?
I mean, depends.
I'm
on,
not. Sorry, I'm partial.
Depends on how good we roll. We might be able to do the church quickly than the old mill. Maybe. Depends on how.
It's not the
good-
old mill,
no,
it's
it's not the
Ogden's
mill.
farm.
I mean Ogden's farm.
Yeah,
Sorry, I mean the farm.
Yeah. I think it's basically going to be one or the other. I feel like even if we run to the church, we're then going to have to run halfway across town to get to the bridge and then down.
Yeah, it would be likely, unless you're very, very lucky,
Yeah.
you would not have time to defend the second one.
Where's the? Oh, the church is
Yeah,
the
right
church.
there.
I feel like we should potentially go to the shrine, and then if everything goes fuck up at Ogden's farm, we could always burn down the bridge.
And yeah, the less of them in town, the safer the townspeople are.
Yeah, because we're about here at the moment, right? Around here?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. So if we could run down, but then like we're sort of leaving the farm. We're leaving basically all this farmland to go to ruin, which is gonna.
That said,
the
there
town.
are militia members heading towards the farm, and Captain Shortbow will back them up if you choose to take the shrine.
I think we should protect whatever is closest to the town.
Yeah,
I think there's more chance of collateral damage if we don't protect the Shrine of the Almighty, like more innocents could be hurt.
Reasoning.
Go to the shrine.
Cass will defer to the rest of the group. He's already said like let's go to the farm, but if everyone wants to go to shrine, he'll just defer to the group.
Yeah, but I'm with it with the shrine because like the less of them in town, the more the less danger the townspeople will be in.
Good reasoning, says Captain Shortbow. If you can cut them off at the shrine, you'll stop them getting into the town proper. I just hope the boys down at the farm will be able to hold it until I get there. We can set fire to the crops, burn them out, and I think we'll be okay. But just in case, he looks at you. And I mean this from the bottom of me heart. I thank you for everything you've done for this village.
We will continue doing whatever we can for the village.
Godspeed, he says, and may the Almighty be with us all. He knocks an arrow on his bow, and the dwarf charges across the square towards the direction of the river. So you have a choice here. You can immediately go straight to the shrine, or you can spend a few minutes to catch your breath and heal with your hit dice. It's up to you.
Well, I'm full health. How's everyone else looking?
Full health.
I'm down by 8, but I'm okay.
I mean, I'm only down by 7. Like, yeah, 7. Mostly it's just my mana. My mana's just a bit low, but that's fine. I can't heal that up anyway.
And so, not skipping a beat, you bid farewell to the dwarf and charge to the south, vaulting over the market stalls towards the shrine on the river's edge. Please go ahead, guys, and roll for initiative.
Anything's better than that nat one. I'm not using you.
Definitely.
No, you gave me that nat one. Fuck you.
I'm gonna keep rolling on Nimbound because Nimbound actually likes me apparently.
Okay, that
Never
was
mind, I lied. 9.
that was a 19, so I'm sticking with this one.
1 for Cass, 2 for Kronk,
23.
3 for Kale.
23.
Yeah, 3 actions for you.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
wait, oh yeah, that's right. I forgot to add my initiative. So sorry, that would have been a 20 then. Got to add the initiative. I've just been rolling
18.
straight.
3 actions for you and Kale, 2 for Phelan, 1 for Cass. You reach the shrine and find the small stone building laid to siege already. You breathe a short sigh of relief. There is no root breaker here, just the smaller Briarbanes, but there are a lot of them. You can see through the stained glass of the church several people sheltering within, including Tybra, Strut, and Core Subtle, who are standing at the windows, shivering, spears in one hand, slings in the other, trying to take aim, trying to talk themselves up into attacking. Meanwhile, to the east, at the edge of the church grounds, is the mausoleum, and you have just enough time to see the wizened old Undertaker flee inside, sheltering from the Briarbanes that chase him. And
Well,
Cass,
it's only Briarbanes. It'll be fine. It's not like it's Brock Lesnar or anything.
Exactly. Cass, you're the man of the Almighty. This is your show. You may go first.
Oh god. Alright. What can I say at Max? Oh god, acid pods.
Indeed. Seedlings, acid pods, and a new variety you've never seen before. About as tall as a human, but its body entirely composed of writhing vines. A Briarbane Tangler.
Okay.
Can I just say that looks like
these-
Cthulhu if he was made of wood?
Yeah, basically.
God damn. These here, are these just windows? Like
Those are
entranceways?
windows, yes. Yeah,
Ah, okay,
windows.
so
There's
those are
only one
entrances.
entranceway, just the front entrance.
Yeah, but these technically could be entrances.
They
if
could be,
Ah,
but the stained windows are reinforced. You know that if they try to break through, it won't happen instantly. They will have to bash at it for a few moments.
Alright. Alright. Let's get inside. Is the door currently closed?
Yes, and
Alright,
probably
then
barred from the other side as well.
Alright, I reckon I'm gonna go over this way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. I'm gonna go here and pop my shield on.
Pop your shield on.
Yeah, try and see if I can help the Undertaker out.
Yep, you crouch next to a stone bench, pull out your shield, and shout shout to draw their attention away from the Undertaker. All right, Kronk, you're up next.
All right, before well, of course, Kronk rages. Come on, 3. Okay, that's good. Yell out, guys, go! 2 of you, one of you are with me. The other, go help Cass. And Kronk is gonna use Hugh for the max damage. So 12, 14, 13 damage.
The axe comes down and chops the Briarbane seedling directly in front of you to bits before it has a chance to do anything.
And that's the end of my turn.
That's your turn
Go,
done.
Lumberjack,
All right. Phelan, you're next.
I'm going to be following Cass.
Follow behind Cass.
I'm going to be essentially go into the trees on the right, hide, and then attack.
Yeah, go ahead, roll me a stealth check, please.
Natural 20 for a 27.
Lovely. You dart behind Cass and using his shield wall as cover, crouch and hide in the bushes that brush up against the side of the church, and from there creep towards your target. You still have... That's it, that's your turn done. You can't attack. Oh, you... No, you used your free move, so you do have an action. I forgot you have your free move.
Am I... No, I'll stay there and wait.
Wait, yep.
Yeah.
Alright, and Kale, you're up.
Yeah. I ow
You good?
head over.
He
I'm being
didn't get
attacked by a cat.
IRL.
Oh.
I go over here by Kronk.
Yep, hugging the
and-
fence.
Hugging the fence and set up the. Actually, no, I'm not going to put the shield down as cover yet. I take aim at Acid Pod B.
Very nice. A
Uh,
pulsating mass.
Yeah, with just. Actually, I'm going to do it with an arrow of walloping.
Very nice.
See if I can get him to fall over and explode. It's 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 damage.
7 damage. He doesn't explode, but the force of the arrow knocks him to the ground, and this rolling, pulsating mass just lands askew in the grass, unable to grab anything with its feelers.
Right. I have one more action, don't I?
You do. Oops, I didn't mean to delete him. I'll just put him back. He's not dead yet.
Right. I swap out arrow. Oh, wait. Do I have any more arrows of walloping left? Yes. I swap out arrows to a regular one that I bought from the shop. And this time I let loose on Seedling C.
Yep.
Eight damage.
8 damage.
Seedling
Very
C.
nice. The arrow hits it, stripping away some of its bark, but it's still up.
And hopefully I'm still in the shadows and it's distracted them enough for Kronk
What?
to be able
It's
to
got
go and
Kronk there?
fuck them up.
So it's the enemy's turn. The Briarbane acid pod you knocked to the ground uses its turn to right itself. Then the second acid pod, pulsating behind it, slowly oozes forwards towards Kronk. And it reaches out a feeler. Kronk, make me a dex save, please.
Ooh, that is a 11.
11. Ooh, you needed 12.
Oh.
You try to break yourself free, but the feelers reach out and a sticky ooze coats you and pulls you towards the acid pod, holding you in place, and you are grappled. You cannot move, and attacks against you have advantage. Then, Briarbane, Seedling C, B, and A, who can't quite make it, all charge towards you. They open their orifices and fire their thorn seeds at you, and from Briarbane Seedling A, that will be 12 points of damage.
Yep.
From Briarbane Seedling B, that will be 8 points of damage.
Yep.
And from Briarbane Seedling C, that will be 11 points of damage.
Oof. Yep. Yep. Okay.
Luckily, the onslaught is over for now. The Briarbane Tangler seemingly ignores you as it staggers past a row of graves. And then seeing Kale there pressed against the stone fence, it reaches out a long vine-like arm and tries to grab him and pull him towards it. Kale, that'll be 4 points of damage, but you need to make a dex save, please, to see if you avoid getting grabbed.
Yeah, alright, I'll take the damage. And just to refresh my memory, for a saving throw, it's just a d20 in this game, isn't it?
Just a d20 plus whatever your, your
Yeah.
save value is. If you've got the next to your save, next to your dex, if the top arrow is shaded, that means you do it with advantage. If the bottom
Okay.
arrow is shaded, that means you do it with disadvantage.
That's good to know, I have advantage. Advantage got me a natural 20.
Hey.
Lovely. Dog leaps forwards and
22.
bites the vine, saving you from being grabbed.
Good dog. Good dog.
In the church, Tybra Strut creeps forwards and he pokes his head out of the tiny gap where the window is open and he hurls his spear at the Briarbane acid pod, screaming a loud attempt at a battle cry while he does so, but the spear sails through the air and just harmlessly hits a tombstone behind it. On the other side of the grounds, the Briarbane minions, distracted by Cass's shouts, begin to charge towards him. Briarbane minions C and F are able to make it to you. The rest do not having quite enough movement to get to you. So they will attack together. Briarbane minion C slashes at you for 9 damage, Cass.
Yeah, screw it, I'll defend. So, no damage.
No damage. And Briarbane minion F slashes at you for 8 damage.
Ooh, yep, well, I've got to take that on the chin.
And then the Tangler, the writhing mass of vine, steps forwards and lashes a vine 6 spaces in your direction, hitting you for... Oh no, it's a miss. You're lucky. You duck just as the vine sails over your head. Coarse Subtle creeps towards the door and begins to unbar it, shouting, "I'll save you, Cass! I will!" But he doesn't get it unbarred in time. Alright, Cass, you're up.
Okay. So I've got 2 actions. I'm gonna free action, drop the shield. I am then going to yeah, okay. Kind of SOL here. First attack is actually going to be screw it. Alright, we're going to I'll grab with my sword. I'm going to do 1 slice onto F. So that will be a D8 plus strength.
Luckily, he's only a minion.
Yep, so as long as it's not... Well, it was a crit.
Roll again, see if you hit the other one.
Fuck it, why not? 5.
5.
Nah.
You lash out twice with your sword, whoosh, whoosh, cutting the 2 Briarbane minions in front of you down. Like a scythe through wheat.
And then with the second action... Oh wait, was that 1 action or?
That was 1 action.
Okay.
Because you critted against the minion, I thought I'd let you hit the second one.
Cheers. Thank you. Alright, for the second action then, I am going to... looks like E is going to be the easiest. I'm going to use Rebuke on minion E.
Go ahead.
I'm just going, and just be like, come on then. And,
Sounds like the bell in the church's clock tower booms, and Briarbane minion E just disintegrates from the shockwave.
That's 6 damage. Alright, and that's the end of my turn.
Alright, Aelin, you're up next.
Using my thing, I'm gonna move between minion A and minion B. I think that is.
Yep, you're gonna move between them. There you go. Darting from the bush to the shadow of the nearby tree.
And I'll use 1 action to attack one and 1 action to attack the other with my Sinister Blade.
Go ahead. All you need to do is hit them. They're only minions, so damage doesn't really matter.
It's 7 and a 5.
7 and a 5. The scorpion blade comes out and flashes in the sunlight as you cut both of them down instantly. Well done. This side seems to be clearing up. The other side, however, Kronk, you're currently held in place by the acid pod. You need to, if you'd like to escape, you need to use one of your actions to break free by attempting a might check or a finesse check.
Oh, it'd have to be might because that's +6. With is an 18.
18, that's enough. You leap free and free yourself. The sticky ooze drips off you, you shake it off, and suddenly you're able to move again. You have 2 actions left.
And I forgot to add another fury die.
Yes, as you get angry, that's gonna make you angry.
Yeah. Yeah. Just a question here. Any chance that I will be able to cleave at all, or is that just like not a thing?
Well, if they're minions, you sometimes can, but these aren't minions. These are just normal seedlings. The ones on the other side of the map were minions.
Right. Well, I will use Hugh for the acid spitter A. So that's 12, 14, 17, 19 damage.
19 damage. Kronk, make me a dex save, please.
That is a dirty 20.
Hugh comes down and pierces the acid pod, and it starts to hiss as acid sprays forwards. As you see this, you roll backwards out of the way just as the acid pod begins to grow like a balloon and then explodes, taking down the seedlings around it as the acid burns them to cinders.
Sick. What to do?
1 action left.
I will go towards acid pod B.
Yeah. Ready to do it again? Alright. Kale, you're up.
I dart across here to about there and try and position myself like sort of behind this bench, whatever it is.
Behind a stone bench, there's a gap between it and the church. There's just enough space for you to crouch there.
And I take aim at Briarbane Tangler A with an arrow of walloping. And that is 4 damage to it. And I'm still good for arrows of walloping. And I'm gonna
doesn't fall.
I'm gonna take aim and do it again after putting a hunter's mark on it to negate my disadvantage.
Neutralize the disadvantage.
That's better. 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 damage on it that time.
8 damage. Very nice. The arrow.
And that's my last arrow.
Rips one of the vines off. It falls onto the ground. Unfortunately, does not knock the Tangler down, but some decent damage. All right. Before the enemy's
that's
turn.
the end of my turn.
Kronk, I'll save you! Shouts Tybris Strut as he reaches another spear and hurls it out the window towards the acid pod. And then he cheers in surprise as it finds its target. The acid pod begins to hiss. Kronk, make me a dex save.
That is a dirty 20.
You leap out of the way, rolling towards Kale as the acid pod explodes. And you hear Tybris, the militia man, cheering, whooping with joy inside the church. I did it! I did it!
Good shot, but what's your fucking name? Ugh.
The Tangler staggers forwards, reaches out a vine and attempts to grab both Kronk and Kale at the same time. Kronk, that is 3 points of damage to you, and you need to make a dex or strength save, please.
I will shield against that, so no damage for me, and 2, that is a 12.
12, you are fine. And Kale, that will be 5 points of damage to you, but no need for you to roll to save as you took cover, so I'm just going to give you an automatic success on it.
Alright, cool, I'll take that damage, thank you.
On the other side, the Briarbane Tangler B staggers forwards and sends out 2 vines, one towards Phelan, one towards Cass. Phelan, that will be 9 points of damage for you. And I will need you
Defense
to make me...
to 1.
Yep, brings it to 1. I will need you to make a dex or strength save, please.
I think you know what I'm going to do for that one.
Know which one.
18.
18. Very nice. You jump backwards, gracefully avoiding the vine. Cass, you are in cover, so you don't need to make a save, but you are taking 3 points of damage.
Oh yeah, I'll just take down the chin.
Suddenly, you hear the sound of the church's front doors creaking open as the militiaman Core Subtle runs out, screaming, "Hey, Cass, watch this! I've been practicing!" And he hurls his spear through the air, and wow, the Almighty smiles upon him. He hits Bane Minion D, center mass, and it falls to the ground dead.
Oh, it's such a good boy.
And they all
I
rejoice.
just laugh as like miracles do happen after all.
I was expecting to hear, "Oh shit."
Yes, you're up next.
All right. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to. So as I walk in, I'm actually going to cast. Oh, hang on, casting spells. Does casting utility spells also cost like
Mana, no.
No. Okay. So I'm actually, just for the fun of it, I'm actually just gonna walk up, and as I see the Phelan being lashed, I'm going to blink step in. So as I just sort of walk up, teleport in, and I'm gonna go for Withering Touch.
Yeah.
To make him, as I sort of go for his throat, be like, I need to have a talk with her. You're not killing her yet. So that will be 5 damage.
5 points of damage.
Yeah.
So as you reach out your hand, as you blink towards it, teleporting several feet, you appear in front of it, raise your hand, the magic flowing, and suddenly, before you can grab hold of it, the ground beneath your feet begins to shake, begins to tremble, and then with a great roar, the earth begins to open as a great sinkhole appears around the church and begins to pull everyone, including the Tanglers, deep down into the abyss. Cass, you used your blink step, so you need to roll nothing. I will give you an automatic success, so you are safe as you fall. But Phelan, Bronk, and Kale, I will need the 3 of you to make dex saves, please.
That is a 13.
Fucking hell. Sorry, just delayed reaction on that. I'm just like, so hang on, is the entire church going under, or is it just like
No,
the rim?
just the rim. Just sort of
So
like
sort of
imagine
like
a
this.
moat just opening around it and pulling you down.
Straight down.
How did Kale and Phelan do on their dex saves?
So my brain is just trying to comprehend like the image of what the fuck is going on.
Ah, yes.
It'll
the
make
theatre
more
of the
sense to you in a
mind.
minute.
I rolled a natural 1.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, mine was a practice roll. Yep. I got a 16.
What the hell was the other roll?
We are not going to talk about that roll. It didn't exist. It was a practice roll.
No.
Don't
Oh
worry about it.
no.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
The church grounds roar as a great moat opens around it and you all just tumble down into the abyss. Cass, as soon as you lose your footing, you hold out your hand and blink step down to the very bottom, landing before anyone else safely. Phelan, you leap in midair, scrambling for a foothold. and climbing down to safety. Kronk, you sort of just tumble down, but manage to land in such a way that you may take no damage. But then, Kale, you tumble down and land right on top of Kronk,
Motherfucker.
right on the edge of his axe blade, and you take 5 points of damage as it juts up into the small of your back.
Well, at least you know it's still shut from cutting all the wood.
Okay. I'm fucked.
Oh
You
shit!
take a few seconds to catch your breath, looking over, seeing Kale sprawled out on Kronk. There's no sign of the Briarbane Tanglers. There's collapsed dirt and rocks all around you. There's a tip of a vine dangling limply out from underneath one of them. You can only assume they've been crushed. But the daylight above you is feet away, 10 feet, 20 feet. Far too high to climb easily. And before you lies a chasm heading deep into the earth, cast in blackness.
I'll say it's a bit dark down here.
Before you have a chance to attend to anyone's wounds, a voice whispers in the back of your mind. Azrael. And you can feel something beckoning deep down in the darkness ahead.
For the foreseeable future, I'm just gonna be keeping detect magic on.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
I'm gonna run my hands over my eyes, and they sort of just light up this sort of like necrotic green.
I would like to down my health pot, please.
Go ahead. Or you can use this time to spend hit die if you like.
Oh, okay.
That might be a smart idea.
Yeah. 3d12.
Because you don't appear to be in immediate danger, so you can go ahead and roll as many hit die as you like.
Alright, pretty sure.
I am a healthy person right now.
Yeah, I'm. Hang on, this doesn't count as a safe rest, does it?
No, this is not a safe rest, but I will give you 1 point of mana back. Based on
okay.
the fact that you feel some innate falling. Suddenly you feel like you were supposed to fall down here.
Okay.
And you're filled with a sense of purpose.
Just want to make sure, because Life Binding Spirit's still up, and I didn't want to just like, oh shit, wait, don't go!
No, it's still here. The shade just sort of glides slowly down the chasm to join you.
Alright, do you know what, fuck it, I'll just pop all 3.
Oh, yeah, so do I. I'm almost at full now.
3d10. Let's see. Let him roll.
Question, Dale. I was meant to ask. With my passive, that's all you got. When you attack, I can expend a fury dice, so I can use strength and Dex to defend. But going with Stone's resilience, where I can use the number of my hit dice, would that be strength plus Dex plus whatever numbers on the hit fury dice?
Indeed.
Right,
yep.
cool.
Indeed. That's exactly it.
Cool.
And you'll be able to use that very soon. You're probably going to need it.
Azrael, huh? Interesting.
Now, how dark is it? Can we see, or do we need torches?
There's sunlight billowing down from the chasm above, but that's only about here, the area on the map that's illuminated. If you descend any further, you will need a source of light.
I'll pop a torch when we get going.
Yeah, I'll pop a torch too.
Alright, cool.
Just remember, it takes a hand.
Yep.
Actually,
one sword and one torch in the other.
Actually, yeah, I kind of need 2 hands to my axe. So if
Oh wait. Idea.
Yes.
We have crows. Could we have the crows take turns holding torches?
Sure.
I also have a
seriously?
crab that can hold a torch.
Yes. And
Yes.
Could I put a torch in Dog's mouth?
You sure can. So I'd say you can't use dog to attack or defend while he's doing that, though.
I get that, but I'm picturing a miniature version of the Great Grey Wolf Sith.
Yeah. Oh my god, no, remind me of that.
So
Yeah, I know,
we
sad
would have-
times, but
we would
brilliant visual.
So we would have a dog holding a torch, Rose holding a torch, and a robotic crab holding a torch.
Yeah, I'm going to give my torch to the crab.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, Dale.
So you spend a few minutes, like, catching your breath, tending to your wounds, and then you stand up, brush the dirt off yourselves, and something has possessed Cass, and he's just, without saying anything, he's beginning to slowly walk towards the chasm. And so you decide to follow him. And a few minutes later, your way is lit by your various animal companions. There's a flock of crows hugging the top of the chasm, carrying between them 2 torches. There's about 5 or 6 crows to each torch, and the rest of them just sort of flapping their wings behind as backup each time the torch dips or is about to be dropped, swooping down and grabbing it. The clockwork minion darts ahead, a torch gripped in his pincers, and then with a yip and a bark, Dog charges into the darkness, a lit torch in his mouth. And the first part of the
Amazing.
chasm ahead is revealed to you. You step into a wide, open area, far larger than the chasm you just fell down. It doesn't look entirely like a natural cavern. The walls are jagged, sharp cliff faces, but here and there, mixed in amongst the natural rock face, you can see signs that this place was once inhabited. Faded carvings, scraped tapestries, and the ground beneath your feet, here and there, buried in the dirt, are the remnants of stone tiles, like you'd find in a castle hall.
Is Detect Magic picking up anything?
Detect Magic tugs at the recesses of your mind, Cass, and it detects 2 sources of magic, one to the north and one directly to the east, but you're not close enough to either of them to ascertain exactly what they are. The only other thing of note in this portion of the cavern is a pile of what look like human bones scattered at the base of one of the cliff faces. The chasm itself appears to continue onwards to the east, descending deeper into the earth, deeper into the darkness.
I sort of, with, even though I'm sort of aimlessly walking, I'm just going to let everyone know, like, where the Detect Magic is sort of pulling me.
Yes, that would be to the east and to the north.
To the, something over in the east. And I'm just sort of motioning, like, the general direction like a fucking compass. Even though, like, as I keep thinking of, like, Azrael that we heard earlier, I'm just like, that is consuming the majority of his thoughts right now.
Yeah, you're just walking ahead,
Yeah.
driven by purpose.
Hey, Dale,
Yep.
can I stay at the back of the group and use my particular thing to lose 1 HP?
Yeah, go ahead. Would you like to describe what it does, or do you want to keep it secret?
I just kind of want to get a sus on what the fuck we are doing down here.
So in your mind, what question do you ask your sword as you call upon its powers?
Why did the earth give out?
Close your eyes and touch the hilt of your scorpion blade. And you see the Scorpion Queen, her 8 eyes glimmering, her pincers snatching in the darkness, as she feels your call and reaches from wherever she slumbers into the recesses of your mind, and a voice whispers to you, He bid the Almighty give him answers.
Well then, that doesn't sound healthy.
Hmm.
And the Almighty has answered.
I'm gonna be very suspicious of Cass right now.
Well, this is happening.
Because he's a sussy backer.
Well, this is
Fucking
happening.
where's the Among Us sound effect?
Well, this is happening. Kronk wants to go over here and just examine the human
Bones?
Yeah, the human bones. Like how old are they? And like, are they like piled up like some sort of feeding ground?
Bronk, make me an examination check, please.
Oh, that's a -1.
Is-
Oof.
It seems like Archer is
It
the only one near
is.
me at the moment. I'm gonna tell
It-
him.
It is an intelligence check, though, so you do have a, you're so smart you're dumb sometimes.
Well,
Idiot savant!
I won't be needing that. That is, well, hopefully a 15 does something.
15. So I'll describe what you see in a second. Phelan, you were going to tell something to Kale.
I was gonna essentially tell Kale what I was told. He doesn't need to know how. So I'm gonna play it off as like a like a little tidbit.
I apologize, I wasn't listening. What were you told?
She asked why you're down here, why the earth opened up,
Okay.
and her sword told her because Cass asked the Almighty for answers.
Okay, I'm now Sussacass.
Sorry, Cass.
Who's just
Everyone-
descending
I'm-
deeper
I'm-
into the chasm.
I'm gonna just once we get to this sort of gap here, I'm just going to sort of point over to Rise like something magic that way.
So
And his
Kronk,
voice is sort of going in and out of like almost sounding what he sounded like beforehand and what he sounds like now, and so it's that
Yeah.
necrotic and radiant is going back and forth.
yeah, he's fighting an internal battle. Kronk, you examine these bones. You can tell immediately that they're human bones, or humanoid bones. There's some that may have belonged to halflings, dwarves, but all of them belonged to sentient creatures. And there are marks, gashes in them here and there. Whoever they were butchered brutally.
Get in the water. Get in the water.
Almost in a sort of ritualistic manner. You shudder. It was not an easy death.
Oh. Guys, these remains over here, I think it's some sort of feeding ground, and these bones are, they're very messed up.
Yeah, I imagine they are. I mean, they're bones instead of people.
I mean, there's actually claw marks in these bones.
Axe marks and knife marks, more like.
I'm sorry.
If they've been stabbed, cut, chopped to bits.
Gross. There's something very bad happened here, and where's Cass gone?
Cass has descended further down the cavern, Kale and Phelan following behind him, but not too close. Cass, you're the first to head down this part of the cavern, and the various companions light the way ahead of you with torches. The chasm descends downwards, the cliff abruptly stops, and there's a drop down to a lower area, and then another drop even further down beyond that. Here and there, the walls betray signs of habitation, remnants of old carvings and tapestries. Directly to your right, Cass, your detect magic alerts you to what appears to be a stone archway, half collapsed in the cliff face. what's left of it is nothing more than a small gap, maybe big enough for somebody to shimmy through, standing on their side. And on the other side of it, in the darkness, you can see your detect magics, through your detect magic, visible only to you, the subtle blue glow of animation magic.
I just
The
sort
other
of-
source of magic still lingers to the north, but you're still not close enough yet to
north.
find out what it is.
Are we talking like Disney animation or Pixar?
Illumination!
We're talking about the type of animation that would animate inanimate objects,
I sort of
cause
just
them to move.
What are these
Pixar.
things here?
Pixar, Toy
Yeah,
Story.
so Toy Story, exactly.
Yeah.
And those are stone pillars to mark where the collapsed archway begins.
Oh, okay.
Would I be small enough to go in there?
You would, if you'd like to try.
Send the crab.
I
Yeah,
want to
I've-
go.
Yeah, I basically just points like something magical over there.
Actually, can I send one of the crows with the torches?
Yep. They can just about fit through the gap, and Phelan, are you sending your clockwork minion in as well?
I kind of want to go.
There might be something
I
bad
Just-
kind of
there.
want to go in.
Yep. So the crows are like hanging above as Phelan turns to her side and begins to sneak through. Phelan, I'd like you to make a finesse check, please.
Exact opposite. Natural 20 for 24.
Hey.
You all think that Phelan's going to get stuck in that tiny gap, that suddenly it's going to collapse around her and bury her, but she's through it in a second. The crows follow her through the other side, bellowing through the gap, and they light the little room beyond with their torch. Phelan, you emerge in what appears to be the remnants of an old room that was part of whatever this place used to be, but it's since been crushed on all sides by the earth. Now it's nothing more than a small circular alcove dug out of the earth. And taking pride of place in the very center is a large stone hand seeming to reach out of the ground itself. Wrapped around the hand's index finger on a chain is a large stone key. And beyond that, further to the south, pressed against the base of the stone wall, is a large stone treasure chest.
Can I use my crab to grab the key?
You sure can.
Oh,
Go
it's
ahead and
another
roll a
crab's treasure.
Don't be a minute.
Go ahead and roll a d20 for me, please, Phelan.
It's another crab's treasure, though.
Anything in particular?
Just a d20. Gotta see if the crab's lucky enough.
11.
11. The crab scuttles up the hand and lifts the stone key off, and just as he does, the hand clenches a fist, crushing him.
Oh no!
If he had lingered for a second longer, instead he darts out through a gap between the knuckles and safely deposits the key at your feet.
Well, that one was close. Hmm?
You approach the chest, and there's a single lock, just the right size for the key.
Don't be.
Do
open
be a
it.
mimic, do be a mimic.
Oops, all mimics.
It's gonna be a mimic.
Well, if it is, you're unlucky because you're in here on your own. No one else is big enough to fit through that
I can
gap
just squish back
safely.
through the hole.
You
Maybe.
can, if you're fast enough. Are you game?
Are you
Yes.
sure you want to do that?
Yes.
Dale is
Sir,
working
I'm,
with the
I'm
mimics
sorry,
that
all
she
answers
has
must be
researched.
given in the form of a question.
Yes.
You win.
Maybe. I don't know.
Can you repeat the question?
You insert the stone key into the lock. and turn it, closing your eyes, well aware of the fact that Cass said there was magic in here. But the magic was what was animating the hand, and you breathe a sigh of relief as you hear the lock click open, and you push open the chest and find a pouch containing 6 large rubies perfectly cut. And next to it, a most peculiar necklace with a black obsidian chain and what looks to be a jagged piece of dark blood red amber dangling from it. And you can immediately feel powerful magic emanating from this thing.
Gotta take them.
Go ahead and roll me an Arcana check to see if you can identify what you found.
Come on, Mimic. Be a Mimic.
21.
21. If anyone was in the room with you, they'd see your eyes go wide. Yet another treasure that you remember seeing in Tink's book. This one particularly valuable. It's a dark shard amulet. This amulet is fashioned from a shard of magic-rich material originating from another plane. When you put it on for the first time, choose a spell school you don't know. While you're wearing it, as an action, you may make a DC 10 Arcana check to cast a cantrip from your chosen school. If you are a spellcaster, you can use it as a spellcasting focus. Tink's book said that these were during the time of the old Empire, worn by battle mages and cultists alike.
Maybe Cass would like this one.
You return to the others, squeezing deftly through the gap, followed by Kronk's crows, and Cass, she approaches you, wordlessly handing it to you.
Does it look familiar at all?
Doesn't look familiar to you, but there is... As she shows it to you, the voice that whispered to you before whispers again. It is yours. Take it.
I sort of
My gift to you.
I sheepishly sort of, I'm not even like looking at her. I'm sort my face is still like forward, but I just sort of reach down and almost in trepidation, like don't want to grab it, but my hand just does it anyway. And I will just put it on. I'll put on the non-gauntleted hand.
As soon as you touch it, you feel the warmth spread through your body. You feel alive for the first time in a long time as its magic surges through you. What school of magic do you pick?
Oh, good God, I didn't even think about that.
Every
shit.
time you take a safe rest, you can change the school.
Hang
if
on,
you
let me
like.
just let me just
It's actually
scroll
pretty
down to the yeah, let me just scroll down to the spell section of the core rules. All right, so we've got fire, ice, lightning, wind, radiant, necrotic. And it said I can use cantrips, right?
Yeah,
It was just
cantrips, but it's an DC 10 Arcana check every time you do.
Okay. I might go with. I might go wind, actually.
Wind. An unseen wind seems to billow around you, and then stops as suddenly as it started. And then wordlessly, Cass continues on as the crab, the dog, and the crows light the way.
Yeah. So all of these you said were like drops, correct?
Yeah, about 10 feet down each.
About 10 feet before we get to the ledge, you'll just see Cass flickering like in and out as he almost like a specter, as he basically is going to pop blink step on every drop until we get to around here.
Down to the bottom, disappearing into the bowels of the earth.
Yeah, so it's going to be just like flickering in and out. Almost looking almost about the same thing as this
Yes.
life-bound spirit.
Your finesse is high enough that you don't need to roll. You just sort of deftly jump down the first drop, then run ahead and acrobatically, gracefully descend The next one, and soon you're side by side with Cass. It is Kronk and Kale that must figure out how they're going to safely descend.
Can I push Cass into the next hole?
When you get there,
How deep is the hole?
so each of these drops here, each of these cliff drops is 10 feet down.
So you know what? I think I can safely land because I'm 6'1", so basically a 4 foot drop.
All right, make me a might check. Let's see if you're right.
That's 16 plus 4, 21.
Kronk sees Phelan and Cass disappear down into the earth, and he just shouts, "Coming!" and leaps down, lands somehow miraculously on his feet, then rushes towards the next one, leaps down
before
that
I do that, I want to help Cass.
Oh, you want to help Kale?
Yeah, Chaos. Come on, Kale.
So many
Jump.
Ks.
Daddy will catch you.
Yeah, no, after landing on your axe before, I think I'm good.
I vomit in the corner.
I just lower myself down,
Yeah.
like reach in and down, like arms overhead, and then let myself drop the rest of the way.
Yeah,
to
make me a
minimize
finesse-
damage.
Make me a finesse check.
In +2, so 13.
13. Yeah. They're not huge drops. You've been out in the mountains and you've scaled.
I grew
cliffs
up in a
taller than
forest.
this. You've run along the branches of trees twice this height. And so it's an easy task. It takes a couple minutes and it's not particularly graceful, but you're not hurt. You get down without hurting yourself or embarrassing yourself, and you rejoin the others as you all reach the bottom of the chasm. And before you lies the heart of this place, the beating heart. There's something in the darkness ahead, something that you can now all feel. Something malevolent, beckoning, but also repelling. It's as if the air itself is beating. Thump, 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 thump. Kale, you're the only one who would be aware of this because you're the one who does the traveling, but the ground you've covered from where you fell down the chasm to here is roughly the amount of ground one would cover walking from the church to the base of the fairy tree in the town square.
Oh, marvelous. I relay this information to the rest of the party. I feel like we might be around the fairy tree in the town square.
Ooh.
Cass just doesn't even look. He's just looking dead ahead.
Oi, porcelain boy.
Does not answer. He is just looking at what he sees.
Yeah. You descend the final cliff face down into the heart of this place, and the torches here are no longer necessary. For far above you, 40, 50 feet above, the roof of this place has been torn asunder, and you can see the afternoon sunlight pouring down through the gap. You can see the jagged roots of the fairy tree directly above you, and you realize that Kale is right. You are directly underneath it. It's almost as if it was planted, as if it grew in this place to conceal what was beneath. To conceal it, or to seal it away. The heart of this place is a great wide open cavern which at some point in the distant past must have served as a sort of hall of worship. There are stone pillars lining the central area where several of the floor tiles are still intact. And in the center, what would have once been the centerpiece of the room, is a towering stone statue of a vaguely feminine but ultimately androgynous figure. Long, goat-like horns sprouting from the top of its head. It seems to be dressed in a cloak that conceals the frame of its body, and long billowing hair falls around it, almost as long as the cloak. And carved into the base of it, still visible, but only barely, after decades, maybe even centuries of neglect, a single word is carved. Azrael.
What? What is
Scattered
this?
around it are several skeletons, each of them wearing the tattered remains of black cloaks. And at its base, as if some sort of sick offering, there is a pile of cracked human skulls.
Get in the water. Get in the water.
I don't like this place one bit. Juju.
I'm like Cass is going to walk up and just sort of to center of the tree and just put his hand over the name just to like wipe the dust off to make sure he's seeing it correctly.
Soon as you touch it, the statue begins to glows a deep blue as the magic within it activates. Everyone roll for initiative, please.
Oh, yep.
Knew that was gonna happen.
That's a 16 for Kronk.
That's a 13 for me.
Two for both of you.
Is this a
13.
different encounter?
This is a different encounter, yes.
Oh no, my dice magically rolled off the table even though I'm using my phone. 22.
22, 3 for Phelan.
13 for me.
So 2 for everyone except for Phelan, who gets 3. Instantly, the skeletons spring to life, fishing threadbare bows out of the folds of their cloaks, daggers in their free hands, and they begin to charge towards you. And then the pile of skulls at the base of the statue begins to shake as a single skull rises from beneath them. Its eyes alight with flame. As a sickly yellow flame bursts around the levitating skull, it opens its mouth and laughs. And then they all launch their attacks. Cass, you're up first.
You just see Cass gritting his teeth, and I'm gonna assume does the flaming skull also count as undead? Just for
They're all undead.
Yeah. Okay, just double checking. He is just going to look at, like, he's going to look back at this flaming skull that's laughing, and you're just going to see, like, a face of just sheer fury as he says, "Are you not done tormenting me?" And he will use both actions to pop 2 rebukes.
Ooh, on the flaming skull. Go ahead.
Yes, he is at the moment like. So I'll just roll them both at the same time. 2d6. So that's 5 and double it both. So 10 damage.
10 damage. Your voice booms, and the command is enough to make the flaming skull shudder in midair. For a second, the flames poof out of existence, and then whoosh, light back up.
That'll be the end of my turn.
At the end of your turn, the flaming skull opens his mouth, and a single blast of fire sails towards you, Cass, singeing you for 8 points of damage.
I will defend to take 2 only.
2 only. Nice. Alright. Kale, you're up next.
I take aim at Skeleton Archer C.
See if you're better archer than him.
Yeah. That's 7 damage to Skeleton Archer C.
Very
And
nice.
I just... Yeah, I put down the shield for cover.
Probably a wise thing to do, given they're all readying to fire back at you.
And, you know, take cover behind it.
The force of your arrow shatters the skeleton's ribcage and knocks it off its feet. Alright, Phelan.
That's both
Oh,
turns.
Yep, and at the end of your turn, Kale, the flaming skull turns towards you and a bolt of fire sails in your direction, and he's going to roll with disadvantage because you're in cover, and that's a miss. Sails over your head and singes the wall behind you. You're safe, Kale. Alright, Phelan, you're up next.
I am going to wield the 2 poison daggers.
Yep.
But free move, I'm going to move to the pillar behind Skeleton C and do an attack on him first.
Sure thing. You duck between the pillar and the Azrael statue and plunge your dagger down on the skeleton archer while he's prone. You get to roll with
Because he's
advantage.
prone. Yeah, I was going to say, because he's prone, is he distracted?
Yep, so roll with advantage. Or do your sneak attack as well.
Oh man. I might just do the vicious opportunist to get yeah. To make that a max.
Yep. And how much damage would that be?
Brain 12?
12. You
12?
plunge the dagger down into his broken ribcage where his heart would be, and he just stops moving. Back to a dead skeleton on the ground.
Then I'm essentially gonna do the exact same thing to Skeleton Archer D.
Yep.
And then yeah.
Move towards him. Out comes the dagger. Whoosh. He is not distracted though, so this will just be a normal attack.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna do poison on him on both daggers.
Yep. However, he is undead, so your poison will not work if you do that,
true.
I will just tell you.
Poisoned his bones.
Poor lad's got blood
3.
cancer now.
They're no longer dry bones, they're wet bones?
Painted
Question
bones
mark?
are always wet. They create blood.
You slash at him with your dagger, chipping through his threadbare cloak and gashing his rib cage. He just chatters towards you as if he doesn't feel it at all. And that's your turn.
Yeah.
At the end of your turn, the flaming skull hovers towards you, opens its mouth, and a firebolt is sent towards you for 7 points of damage.
Defends, negate everything.
Yep, there's a reaction used. Alright, and Kronk, you're up last.
Kronk is gonna take his 5 movements here. Look, question: is the Flaming Skull and the Skeleton Archers, do they count as constructs?
Close, but no, not
Okay.
quite.
He just looks at the Flaming Skull and just rages. With a 3 on the Fury dice, and I only had 2. The end of
He
my
rages back at you, screaming.
Come on, bring it, you fool!
Yep, no attacking. At the end of your
had 2.
Yep, that's right. At the end of your turn, the flaming skull, still mid-scream, ejaculates a firebolt in your direction.
You could have picked any other fucking word.
And that's 9 points of damage.
Out of all the adjectives you could have, out of all the verbs you could have used,
I know.
you're trying to kill the barbarian in real life now as well. Come on.
Okay, so what was that, 9?
Bad for Liam right now.
9
Kronk
points of
is-
damage.
I will...
Kronk is now covered in fiery ejaculate.
He is.
Can someone
You should
please
go see a doctor.
Someone please clip all that. I will use my that all you got and Stone's resilience for that will be 4, 5. I forget. Do I count my armor as well? That or no? Just...
Not when you're doing that. Only when you're defending.
Okay, so I'll negate it for 5 damage. So that's 4. Yes.
Yep. So do your scales change color, or do they just? Does the flame just sort of hit your scales and just boom, bounce off?
My red shimmering scales, when I use Stone's Endurance, they take on a rather grayish, cracked marble-looking contrast, if you will, and it just envelops my entire body.
Kronk, the Greek Adonis. The plume of flame hits you and then fizzles away, leaving a scorch mark where it was as the color returns to your scales. And then it's the enemy's turn. The flaming skull turns around, locks its gaze on Phelan, opens its mouth and screams, "Her, the thief! The one who stole the gift from our lord! Take her!"
Oh no.
What?
All of the...
Oh no.
Skeleton archers A and B knock arrows onto their bow and fire them at you, Phelan. From Skeleton Archer A, that will be 12 points of damage.
Fucking 12 points.
Okay.
From Skeleton Archer B, that will be 6 points.
Can I defend that one?
You can defend. You can defend any of these.
Can I defend both of them?
Yeah, well, you can, but it will take multiple reactions, and you'll basically be giving up those actions on your next turn.
It's better than essentially taking all of my health. So
Yeah, probably wise.
Better than being covered in fiery ejaculate.
Jeez.
Okay, yeah.
The third, Skeleton Archer D, too close to use his bow, slashes at you with his dagger, and you're lucky, that's a miss. With a pirouette, you leap backwards and he cuts the air.
Thank you.
Skeleton Archer E runs down, joining the Archer F on the small alcove overlooking this area. They both knock arrows to their bow and loose them, one at Kronk and one at Cass. Kronk, that will be 9 points of damage towards you, and Cass, that will be 6 towards you.
I will take.
Take it on the face.
And then the flaming skull, still screaming, opens his mouth wide and shoots out 2 fire blasts. The first one towards Kale, and you're lucky, Kale. Your cover protects you again. You duck underneath and whoosh, the bolt singes the stone wall behind you. But the second one, sent towards Cass, that is 11 points of damage.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to take down the chin as well.
Alright. And then we go to you, Cass.
So I just... After taking the direct hit from the fire blast, I just look at him. I am pissed. Question. Do we have flanking rules in this?
We don't, but I will be willing to, in certain situations, give you a bonus.
Okay, just want to make sure, because I was going to... I didn't know if, like, positioning was needed, because I was, you know, getting to melee. I didn't know if I need to get around with, like, Kronk over here, or if that was fine. I am going to blink step over here. That's 3 spaces.
Yep, through one of the stone pillars.
Yep, just sort of
Right
flicker
behind
through.
the flaming skull.
Yep. And then, hang on, just need to double check the rule book, because Life Binding Spirit. Life Binding Spirit deals 1d6 plus wheel damage. Perfect. I am going to, with my other 2 actions, my first action, I am going to... Necrotic damage is probably going to do jack shit to them.
You'll try it if you like.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my Life Binding Spirit to attack first.
Yep.
So that will be 1d6 plus will, if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, 1d6 plus will, perfect. Yeah, get to the other tab. Boom. And alright, so that'd be 6 points of necrotic.
6 points of necrotic. I will turn that into 3.
Alright, gotcha. So
The shade just reaches out, wraps its hand around the skull. The skull zooms through it, but it seems to have some tarry black residue left on its surface.
Alright. That didn't work. Let's try this. And I'm going to swing down with the blade.
Yeah, probably much better.
Yep. Luckily, and because it was my life binding spirit, it does not count towards rushed attacks.
Oh, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. I had to check the rulebook for that one. So that will be D8 plus 2. Oh, let me just get the dice. Me just going through a million tabs. Sorry. All right. So that will be 8 damage.
8 damage. Yeah, not bad. As it zooms past you, you lash out with your sword like a baseball bat and whoosh, knock it off its course. It sort of zooms across the room and then rights itself, and there's a big gash on its side where your sword struck. At the end of your turn, its gaze still locked on Phelan, it screams, "Thief! Thief! Thief! You steal a gift from our master to our queen! Die! Die! Die!" And a fire blast is headed your way, Phelan, for 10 points of damage.
Oh, okay. Thumbs up, still good.
Still good. Barely. You are probably bloodied, though. Alright. Kale, you're up next.
I move up to here and reset my cover.
Yep. The thorns flash out again, wrapping themselves around you.
Take aim at Skeleton Archer D.
Yeah, who's just about to slash his dagger down at Phelan's exposed neck.
With an arrow of walloping.
E.
And that's 6 damage. It's a crit hit.
Ooh, nice. So go ahead, roll a second.
Total of 11 damage.
11 damage. The arrow of Wallopim hits him with such force that he just collapses into a pile of bones and scatters across the floor.
And got 1 action left, haven't I?
You do.
I duck and cover underneath my cover with my last action just because I'm paranoid of that flaming skull trying to set me on fire again.
And you're lucky because he's going to immediately respond by sending a fire blast at you, rolling with double disadvantage because you've said you're taking an action to duck. And you're lucky because the first roll was a crit, the second roll was a normal, and the third roll, the lowest of all, was yet another miss.
Thank God for cover.
Phelan, you're up.
I am going to move and hide.
Yeah, good plan. Good plan.
Yeah, no one's gonna fucking book it.
Smart.
Just
Goodbye.
behind one of the pillars and roll me a stealth check.
And take a health potion while you're at it.
I
Take care
am
of
so
our
smart.
fuel and therapy.
I am so smart. SMRT.
Am I allowed to take my health potion? And that was a 25.
Yep, so you hide, you take your health potion, go ahead, roll 2d4 plus
Thank
2.
you.
And you have 1 action left after that.
No, I
Wait,
do
no,
not.
because you reacted, yeah.
Yeah,
But
I
you're
reacted-
saved for now.
I reacted twice.
Yes, and you used your free move to duck for cover. Yep,
Yeah.
alright. We go to the flaming skull. It shoots a firebolt at you just as you duck into cover, and it misses.
Ooh.
And then Kronk, you're up.
Oh. Kronk is going to rage twice, just look the flaming skull deep in its fiery eye sockets and just. Oh, let's see, that is a 3 and that is a 4. Outstanding. And with that, I am going to attack with my last action. And a crit. Yeah.
Ooh, you're very
Oh, this is gonna be good. I need to bring out the calculator for that. So let's. Yeah, okay. Sorry, that was
You're
another.
right there, Mr. Pete Compressor.
That was another crit.
Ooh!
Holy, wait,
Oh.
hang on, what?
Okay. Okay.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
6, 2, 3 plus 4 for 39 damage.
39 damage. That'll do it.
Ooh.
Would you like to describe how you kill the flaming skull?
He kills the flaming skull like it's 1986.
I'm just doing this for a bit of flavor sense instead. I put the axe down. I activate stone endurance, so my scales are the cracked marble grayish. I grab the skull with both hands, and even though it hasn't got any eyes, I dig my claws into its sockets and just slowly just crush the skull into oblivion.
Call my man the mountain.
You crush it, and as it bends, as it warps in your grip, it screams louder and louder and louder until you crush it to dust and it explodes. The plumes of flame surging out around it in a great fireball, which has a range of 6. So everybody except Kale, make a dex save for me, please.
That is a 14 for me.
Ooh,
That will be a
yes.
Oh,
that'll be a 4 on the dot.
4. And Phelan,
19.
19. Phelan, as soon as you see the flame come, you just duck behind the stone pillar, press your back against it. Kronk rolls away, hitting the dirt and crawling behind the statue. But Cass, you're too fixated on watching the skull die, watching this servant of Azrael meet its well-deserved death, that you only have a split second to react, and the shockwave knocks you off your feet, sends you flying through the air, slamming against the stone wall, and you take 12 points of damage.
Cass is down.
oh shit.
The remaining skeleton archers, as the flaming skull disintegrates, stop, standing still. They gaze at you, Cass, and then
Do it.
fall to the ground, inert, the magic that animates them dissipating.
Yay, team!
I'm
I
going
will-
to run over and try and heal Cass.
Yeah.
As she's doing that, I'm popping my last searing light on myself. You literally just see me plunge my hand up under my armor, and I just pump that as well. So 2d8 to me. As you just see, I'm just pissed. You just see his eyes like wide. So that is 14. Hang on. Yeah. So, oh my god, Nimbound, please. Yeah.
Clamber to your feet.
Yeah, I still pull myself up.
All that's left now is the statue. The statue of Azrael.
Just like looking around. There's like as I get up, I'm just go looking. Is this a wall here? Like, can we see what's over here? Okay.
Yeah, you can.
I'm gonna like just blink step around, like just
Circle the
flicking in and
whole
out.
chamber.
Yeah, basically, yeah. I'm gonna flick around, like give it maybe a minute, and I'll have covered the entire chamber. I'm just gonna keep popping blink step and just flickering it out.
No more
just to
signs of life.
Nothing left.
While Cass was blinking around, I just go over and tap Phelan on the leg with the end of my bow and hand her one of my healing potions.
Thank you.
How close are you anyway? Like how?
I
how
went
into does
down.
Phelan
I
look?
went down to 3.
Ooh,
Uh,
you're lucky.
My life binding spirit is gonna fly over to you and try and into your body as well. So I will heal you for 1d6 using that.
My God, you can't just be entering people's body in public.
Yes,
Jesus.
I can. 5 HP.
You have to ask consent.
No. We call this a friendly possession. So there you go, 5 HP on your end.
Yeah, but consent is sexy. You got to ask consent.
Like, do you wish to live? Yes or no? And I'm gonna pop 2 healing on myself, which is just 2d6. As I heal Phelan up, I'm just gonna look and be like,
We'll have a talk afterwards.
A voice seems to boom from the statue, echoing throughout the chamber. Cassian! You have proven yourself worthy. Forsake the Almighty and accept my gift. The time has come for the Dark Mother to rise again. And then there's a loud click as the statue begins to move, as the cloak wrapped around its body begins to part, and a single arm extends, something clutched in its fingers. The arm reaches out to you, and with the sound of scraping stone, the fingers part, revealing the statue's gift. An
God.
amulet. Not dissimilar to the Dark Shard amulet, but of a totally different color. The Shard of Amber is deep black. Not just black, but so black it's almost like a piece of crystallized nothing. And without even touching it, you can feel the magic emanating from it, so intense that you can all feel it. It seems to pulsate in the air like a heartbeat, and you realize that's what you felt when you first entered this chamber. Thump, 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 thump.
This was the thing.
But Cass, before you reach out, before you have a chance to do anything to it, something else stirs in the back of your mind. The words of Father Bell from a week ago. You know what the Almighty would want you to do. Just look deep inside yourself. And you know, Cass, that in this moment, if you so wished, you have the power to rebuke this gift, refuse it, purify it in the name of the Almighty, and expel the darkness.
I look at this amulet. Would I have any idea? Does it look familiar to anything that the priest that I've worked under, my adopted father, that he would have purified? I guess the word I'm after.
Make me a lore check.
Straight D20. Let's go. Let it roll. 13.
You recall your sessions back in the cloister. Intense education, poring over tomes and scriptures, and you realize that the black crystal at the end of the amulet is demon ichor, the blood of a demon containing immense magical power, but also, according to the education of the church anyway, a source of pure evil.
I wrap my hands around the amulet. I look at Phelan and I go,
I don't care if the Almighty even has a plan for me at all. But people have to pay. Let this be the start of it.
and I'm going to try and purify. I'm going to use rebuke.
Yeah, you spend the mana. I won't make you roll.
Yeah.
You place your hand over the amulet, but not with the intention to take it. Instead, you call upon the Almighty and feel his power surging through you. There's a great flash of light, and then the statue's arm crumbles to dust along with the amulet. The voice in your mind, the strange thing that was beckoning you down here to the bowels of the earth, disappears. And suddenly, you feel what you've missed. What you've missed since the day when your master was murdered. A sense of purpose returns to you, and the Almighty smiles upon you again. You receive the blessing of the Almighty. You've received a spark of divine favor for destroying evil in the name of the Almighty. Once per encounter, you may use the defend action for free, adding your shepherd and or oathsworn levels to your armor. Each time you catch your breath or make camp, you may spend 1 hit die for free.
Fucking A.
Oh, bless the son of the shepherd.
Apparently.
A high-pitched voice calls from somewhere above. Hey, you lot okay down there? You look up. There's a tiny blinking light descending from the hole above. It's the fairy, Moonblossom.
Fairy on bottom! We're down here!
Hold me back, I might just kill a fairy.
She slowly pitters down towards you. Her skin radiant in the dim light, a smile on her face. Oh, you've done it, loves, she says. You've done it. You finally got rid of what was underneath the fairy tree. The curse on Merry Vale is lifted. And now the time to strike back against the Dark Mother and purge the Deathbriar once and for all has finally come. Oh, the Almighty is proud. Proud most of all of you, Cassian.
Is that really the words you want to say?
As I sort of put my hand up to my face to, almost do what I did with her at the tree.
Like, is that really what you want to say to me right now?
This time she doesn't flinch, but she doesn't draw any closer. I'm sorry about that, she says, genuine sadness in her voice. The power beneath was starting to awaken as the Briarbane seeds polluted the earth, as the goblins spilled blood and plundered the surrounding farmlands. The piece of Azrael inside this statue, the phylactery you destroyed, began to awaken. And the fairy tree could feel it. I could feel it. And the Almighty became distant.
The Almighty That was what was in my head.
You asked the Almighty for answers, didn't you? Says the fairy. The Almighty always has a plan.
And for a second,
Today, the Almighty has a plan, and today was the day when the statue finally awoke, when the briar banes that had hidden in the crops and the river were commanded to spring forth and do the bidding of their master, Green Thumb, so that he could pay heed to Azrael and complete the circle which you broke, Cassian and friends, not from sheer chance, but because the Almighty willed it.
And for a split second, you'll just see Cass just look up at her, almost smile. It's like,
Wasn't abandoned after all. Maybe
Yeah, you get it.
Maybe abandoned by its followers, however.
as I just look back up at her.
But no matter, I guess there are a few things getting used to.
Now all that remains is to hunt Green Thumb down, the last servant of Azrael, and the one who brought the Death Briar to this land. You have to stop him. Stop him from bringing back the Dark Mother, and free the people of this village once and for all. She winks, and a warm light begins to envelop you. Weightlessly, you're all lifted off the ground, and encased in the light, begin to float up towards the hole where the fairy tree awaits.
Just before that happens, by the way, I'm just going to pop Withering Touch on the statue where Azrael's name is.
Yeah.
It just...
Crack runs through the name. And then the base of the statue crumbles to dust. And so, you emerge up in the village. Quiet now. The Briarbanes having been fought off. The Temple of Azrael, which all this time, unbeknownst to the people of Merryvale, laid below, slowly corrupting, destroyed now. Captain Shortbow and the members of the militia wait for you in the town square, waving, beaming smiles, their armor covered in mud and blood and muck, but they're somehow all miraculously alive. It turns out, they tell you, the Briarbane attacking Ogden's farm were low in number. A diversionary force, they think, to distract from the true attack on the Shrine of the Almighty. Under Captain Shortbow's orders, they set fire to the crop fields and burned them all before they had a chance to even draw near the farm. Up above, the high noon sun gleams down upon the village, the sky clear and blue. The Almighty has smiled upon Merryvale and its inhabitants. But the final battle is yet to begin. And tomorrow, you will make your preparations and embark on one last expedition into the wilderness to rout Green Thumb and the Dark Mother. Next time on Dice of the Dead, where the dice decide who lives and who dies. You'll be put up for one more night at the Valley's Rest Inn. However, most of this day and this night will be spent helping the town recover from the attack, rebuilding the market square and the buildings that were damaged, rescuing the damaged crops and replanting them. So you'll rest in peace, but it won't be a safe rest. So don't reset your health. Instead, you each receive 2 hit dice back that you may spend to roll at their max value to recover. And Cass, you will receive back all of your mana. In addition,
Actually,
you
got
have
a
blessing
question
from
with
the Almighty.
got a question with my hit die. I've got
Yep.
Mountain's Tenacity. Whenever you expend your hit die to recover HP, for every 10 HP you recover. Wait, no, sorry, never mind. I misread it. Sorry, it's all good. Don't worry.
It's all good. So yeah, whatever hit die you spent before to recover, those are gone. You now get 2 back, and because you're resting safely in the inn, you don't have to roll them. You can just spend those hit die to recover the maximum value if you need to. And Cass, you get back your mana. But
Thank
any
God.
hit die you have left afterwards, or lack thereof, you'll have to make last.
Yep, that's fine.
All right. So before we get back, I'll pop the life binding spirit. So because it doesn't count as a safe rest. Last 2 you cast a spell again, take a safe rest or a heals number of time equal to mana spent summoning.
Yeah.
That's a fun little spell. I like that. I like the shepherd being like a tiny bit of a pet class.
Can we just acknowledge the MVP moments that me and Sarah had tonight?
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
absolutely. You two are the
And
MVPs.
Kale, don't
tonight.
forget Kale.
Yeah,
He
and
like
Kale, okay.
dodged 3 firebolts
Oh,
in a row.
oh yeah, the
You
dodging.
all-
Oof.
Yeah, that fucker with that bloody wall.
Yeah, that
You did wonderful in your defense of the town. You did quite a heroic effort.
Covering fire.
suppressing fire. All right, that was great as always. Thank you so much, and I will be back. I will just end stream.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, there you are, guys. There's another edition of Nimble 5e with Kronk and crew. As always, I want to say a massive thank you to everyone who's joined here tonight. Thank you all for the turtles, the jump scares, the everything. You guys are absolutely amazing. I do have a Discord if you would like to join, if you want to stay updated on, it would help spot it right. Discord, if you want to be updated of when I'm streaming, or if you want to be a part of an amazing community such as yourselves. And also, if you like what I'm doing, hit that follow button. And if you're feeling ever so sexy enough, you don't have to do it. I am still running that 200 sub goal. If we reach 200 subs, I will do an IRL maid stream. But for the meantime, I am going to end it here, not ending on a raid. You guys are amazing. I love each and every one of you. Thank you so much. And I will see you guys next time.